hear myself through my headphones. Yes, man. Like, I feel real good about this right now.
Pay attention, because you are now listening to Permission to Speak Freely.
For the listeners, we beg of you, don't skip this episode. Please don't, man. Don't pull an Aaron. And be like, yo, Aaron, what part of the episode you on? Oh, I'm at the part where y'all like saying hello. Hey, so I got a question for y'all real quick. I was at the gym, right? And I think I'm getting old, y'all. You know, and I'm trying to get y'all's opinion. Because y'all got me, right? Y'all both got me a little bit. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean? But y'all got me, right?
Yeah. He trying to call us old, then.
I'm old.
Y'all
I'm
a little older.
man.
Y'all a little older than me. So I'm at the gym. So I get out the shower, right? Yo, I'm in the locker room, right? This is just a bad story all the way, right? I hop out the shower. And I usually take all my accoutrement to the shower. You know what I mean? And I do my business in the shower, meaning like I put after I wash up, I dry off, I put the underwear under the towel. I put the underwear under the towel, then I take off the towel and I, boom, privacy matters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Private matters, So this particular day,
I know where you going now.
I think about the accoutrement. You know what I mean? Like, so
you getting old, dumbo.
Yo, so and I be in the gym, and old dudes be having a whole vibes out. Like, your whole vibe is out. You know what I mean?
What's a vibe?
A vibe.
I'm sorry, man.
Don't be too curious about what a vibe is.
What's a vibe? What you mean a vibe? I'm sorry, I'm curious, man.
A vibe is your penis. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Like, so that's what a vibe is, So I forget the that's so fucked up for a podcast with 3 Command Master Chiefs to start off within the first 2 minutes with the word penis. And that's not where I was going. You know what I mean? I wanted to just say vibes, but Aaron, you did it again, man. You know what I mean? You did it again. So, and that's not really, is that really a bad word for the listeners? So
no, it should just bleep it later.
Why bleep the word penis though? Like,
I was so offended.
So I get out, y'all. Damon like the new teach. He made me nervous within the first 3 minutes of the podcast. I mean, the Aaron like the new teach. So I don't have the accoutrement. So now I go back to the locker and I'm like, however it happened, it was like for a split second, all the vibes gonna be out. You know what I mean?
You went free range?
I went free range, bro. A split second. It was like a real quick like swoosh up, like, and I saw some dude walk past me. He was like, yeah. So my question is, and I forgot like how this transpired, but it was a quick off on vibe thing. So my question is, I'm used to seeing the old dudes do that.
Yeah.
And whenever I see them, they like, I can't say that word. I was about to go crazy. But whenever I see them, I can't say that either. I was about to say whenever I see them, I salute to them. I can't say that. That's crazy. But I always think like, yo, these old dudes, they've now like completely erased ego and they are super confident and they don't care what nobody think about them. So I'm asking y'all, am I now like officially an old dude?
No. I'm going to say you're not official because you're still thinking about it. It's still a thought process. When you did it for a minute or two and you was like, should I do this? Man, them old guys up in there, man, them gyms don't give a F, bro.
Yeah.
They walk around just swinging and hanging and doing whatever, bro. They don't even care, bro.
I was going to do the contrarian Aaron thing, but like, I don't agree with Damon, but I agree. Like, well, Damo, you were 37, 36?
My music artist age is 36. Yeah. My Hollywood age is 36.
All right. Once
Jamie
you get
Foxx, Eric Bishop.
Once you
Only the initiated understands what I mean by that.
Once you get north of 38.
I'm 38.
Yeah, once you get north of it, like well north of it, you just don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't think we can
about
say
less and less stuff.
North. I don't think we can say well north in this conversation.
Why not?
All right, we can. We stopped that. We stopped doing that a week ago.
Doing what? The thing you be doing?
Yeah.
With the vibes?
Well, I don't know where we go. But hey, so for you guys are north of 38, right?
Yeah.
43.
So when in the gym, y'all good.
Oh, I'll put some on. That's you. You crazy. But if I gotta go free range to grab something, yeah, I'd bop out.
Wow. Y'all on one today, bro. One today, man.
Charles Johnson. Hey, so we got a guest coming up in the episode. Charles Johnson probably, what the hell did I bring myself into, bro?
I know, right?
Hey, I'll bop out. It's me. What? I don't care. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, right. What about you, Damon? No time.
Nah, I mean, I'm the same way, man. Like, if I have to, but I'm not just like rolling like that, though. You know what I mean? I'm not rolling like that, bro. But I tell you, man, like, I'm that guy that walked through there, man. I'm like your boy. How he did his face like this. I'm like, look, yeah. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, not secure, man.
It's like,
yeah. But yeah, like just
like, come on, buddy.
I
can see him. Like, come on, buddy.
Come on, guy, dude. Come on, man.
It was only like I'm telling y'all, it was so super fast. You know what I mean?
Hey, I would have told you, calm down. I mean, calm down, man. Calm down, man.
Yeah.
Calm down, dude.
Jesus Christ. What are you doing? And I'm like right by the entrance, like in the cut, like off of the cut. And I'm like, oh man, I don't want to go through this. All right, y'all. Hey, for the listeners, all right, we done. That was almost 7 minutes of that.
Hey,
7 minutes of what? Free range?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, mom. I was gonna say free range. I was gonna say free range chicken, but that sounds even worse. That sounds even worse. Hey, where we at with it, man?
Yeah,
hey,
man.
We missed you last week, Damon.
Hey, yeah, man. So, but I did something that Dumbo been trying to, get me to do like forever.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the entire pod you guys did.
Keep getting on me about taking my time. At least I watched it.
I watched the whole pod. I normally get, I always tell Dumbo, yeah, man, I'm going to watch it. I may get an hour in. I may get 30 minutes in or whatever. But this one,
yeah,
had me, bro. Y'all had me hooked. It was a phenomenal pod. And I hope everybody get a chance to look. But, a couple things I got from it, though. You know what I mean? I want to talk about real quick. One is, this is the first time since I listened, that I've been not on the pod and nobody mentioned my name. Dumbo didn't come on and say, hey, Damon ain't going to be here this week. Nothing. Zero. Nobody said my name at all. So I feel a certain type of way about that, but I'm not going to get into it. I'm just going to keep it right.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it right there. But hey, Courtney, I want to apologize to her, man. She's been on twice now, man. And I haven't been on neither one of those pods, man. And I think we'll vibe together, man. She be both in the 90s. I'm 98, she 99. I'm sure we'll talk about a whole lot of shit, man, during that time anyway, especially coming into boot camp when April was my RDC, I've been a whole vibe, man. So I want to talk about Courtney real quick. And then to Aaron, you have like comedian wise, we don't want to hear you talk about it no more. It's over. We don't want to hear you talk about nothing. We talking about Damon Wayans. We talking about whoever the hell you trying to put, man, you done. I don't want to hear you talking about no comedians no more. It's a wrap. It's done. Dumbo. I was so on your team. You should have seen me. I was running while I'm listening to it, man. You should have seen me. I'm running harder. I'm like, what is he talking about? What is Aaron talking about when it comes to comedians? I didn't even know. I don't know if you was doing it for argument's sake. Maybe you just want to argue.
I was.
Okay.
I was.
Yeah, that was crazy.
David Wayans. I don't even know why he came up with. There's so many other ones that would come naturally.
Yeah. It was good, man. And then, man, you guys had some good, man, like leadership stuff, man. I really wish I would have been there with the when you guys started talking about. It's one of those sayings I used to say all the time too, man. Like expect what you inspect type talk. That's kind of what you guys was in there, man. Like, who are you training? Are you training that, you know what I'm saying, before you go out there and trying to hold people accountable for anything, You know what I mean? Or you training them. You guys talked about that, man. And that got hair standing up on the back of my neck, man, because that's where we at right now when it comes to leadership and everything, man. Like, we are assuming too much. I talk about this so much, man. We assume everybody knows how to do this. And they assume they know how to do that. But did you teach them? You know what I mean? Did you show them? Right? Do you show them how to get to that, man? That was a phenomenal conversation, man. So great pod, man. You guys did. It was 163, man. So if you guys haven't looked at it yet, make sure you guys take a look at it, man. That was a phenomenal job you guys did.
Yeah, bro. I want to shout out, before Aaron say anything, I want to shout Courtney out again, bro, because every time we do an episode with her, like right after we finish recording or something, I learn more about her. You know what I mean? So like the episode we just did with Courtney, it was literally about the first book she wrote like 6 years ago. You know what I mean? I'm going through her life, talk about that book. She done a million, like she a public speaker. She got 2 more books. She got like a whole lot more. It's just so many avenues to go down with Courtney, you know? So I could see us having her, even just her leadership avenue or even just her RDC avenue. Like, it's just so many different, we could have done a whole episode on her journey as a, like in Great Lakes, like as a RDC, like so much happened there, right? And then after that, the situation that happened in her book that we didn't talk about, at her command, a sailor was an active shooter and was, you know, killed by the cops or whatever. You know, we could have went through a whole story just talking about that. You know, and that was just one chapter of her book, but then she still had career left after that. All the connections, she get a lot of love and respect out there. So I always feel every time, and this was damn near a 4-hour episode, and I still feel like we shortchanged the audience on Courtney. So that's crazy to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Thanks, thanks, Damon, for listening to an entire episode of Permission to Speak.
Yeah, man. It was great, man. It was great. I had you know, with doing that also, man, I had a pretty good week too, though, man, when it comes to at work, man. Like I had my first what I call, you know, flight line talks with the CMC, right? So I have sailors come in and have a whole 15 to 20 minute talk with me, man. I had a phenomenal sailor this week. And I also putting up a PAO team, which I'm excited about. I have a PAO, man, but you know, somebody who's running Instagram, somebody who's running Facebook for our command. Like, we're going to brain that, and then hopefully you guys get to see a lot more, you know, pictures of, you know, the flight line talk, and then a lot of stuff is going around VFA 113, man, because, you know, no one has access to that, you know, Facebook page no more. So I'm hoping to bring that stuff back. And so families, it's for families though, man, so they can see their kids and see their family doing big things out there, man.
Yeah, I went to Aaron's command. I actually went to one of his chief mess meetings. I think that was 2 weeks ago or something.
That was last week.
That was the week that just passed. No, that was the week before that.
Yeah, you're right.
End of the week. So yeah, I went to the one of Aaron's chief meetings. It was pretty cool. Actually sitting at Aaron's chief meeting. And shout out to the mess there. I know some of them listen to the pod too. I didn't get a chance to speak because one of my sellers was having crisis at the time, so I had to leave. You said you had a great week. I'm always say that I had a great week. I had a great week. And we'll get into this topic a little bit later. I'm at a demanding command. You know what I mean? It's just like we got 220 E3 in junior sailors, all between 18 and like 22. You know, that's the average between 18 and 22. It's a couple outliers, some 27, some, you know, and things happen. You know, a lot. You know, you got young sellers, you know, with young sellers, you know, young sellers buy cars, young sellers get married, and, you know, like as all of us do, but some of our younger people, they need a little bit more kind of like guidance and mentorship, you know, and stuff like that. Advocacy and just understanding of how the Navy works. So it's a busy job, really busy, real busy. Feel like sea duty. You know, I was at work. I just came from work. I just got here from work on a Saturday. You know what I mean? So, and honestly, if I really wanted to, and it's not going to happen because I don't want Aaron to cuss me out, but if I really wanted to catch up, I'd be going back to work tomorrow. You know what I mean? On Sunday. But y'all know where I'm going instead of work? Church. I'm going to church.
Yeah, bro.
I'm going to church, man, to kind of like regulate, to kind of self-regulate and make sure that I'm pouring into myself as I'm at a demanding job. And we could talk about that a little bit later. I'm interested in just Aaron and like what's up with you, man?
The week before, once again, my command is NMRTC Bethesda at Walter Reed, President's Hospital. So last Friday, the president was in. So, that comes with a lot of movement. And, for him to be there, operations still went, but you could tell, the president was there. This week, run of the mill, doing the patient care thing, getting them ready. I want to shout out the First Class Association at my command, which is called Joint Force 6 or JF6, because it's Navy, Army, and Air Force. And they got something called the Hard Charger of the Month. So that's where someone nominates, like a sailor in the spotlight or a soldier in the spotlight. And you have soldiers and sailors nominating their people. And that was pretty cool. But then they did a curveball and they nominated the CO and I as hard chargers. So that caught me in the feels, or came from, man. Like you said, our jobs are very demanding, as they should be, right? Yeah. But just to know that, to get that pat in the back from the people you're privileged to serve and lead with, hey, we see you and we appreciate you trying to do the right things. That kind of put some energy in my backpack, man. So I really appreciated that. My CO, who's going to be retiring shortly, he appreciated that. He took that and he put it like in front of some of his like awards in his office. That took primary station, man. So to the JF6 Association, man, and Sales Notified, really appreciate it. Shout out to everybody who got mapped recently too. It is map season, so got to map some sailors as well.
Yeah,
that's what's up. Y'all got some good stuff going on.
Yeah,
some good stuff. What the Navy got going on, man?
Well, the biggest thing recently, so it is, man. It's been trending recently, coming on the heels of the Sec Wars. I guess you want to call Sec War call with the flag, the generals and officers. But Admiral Alvin Halsey, who was the 4-star admiral over the Southcom AOR, he recently said he's going to be retiring in December. So Southcom, this is where you got to do your PMEs, folks. Southcom, that's the area that oversees the military mission in Latin America and the Caribbean. Real big on like counter drug ops, counting as narco-terrorists, disaster relief, and a lot of partnership. But, that is the area where he was at. As far as in the community's impact, he's a 4-star. He's I think he's the 4th African-American to be a 4-star admiral in the Navy. And he has a lot of impact. If you follow certain people in your timelines, people will like posting their pictures with him, his mentorship. His career is storied. He is a Morehouse man. He came from a kind of a non-traditional route, but he paid his way up and he carried people with him, man. So if you look at it, there's a lot of the discussion from the retired community about him retiring. So but that's the biggest thing that is big, that a hotbed AOR, Southcom, especially with the Venezuela conflict or operations, that 4-star will be retiring in December. I'm not sure if he's taking leave or if he's going to be working all the way up until his retirement date. That's the biggest event right now in the Navy.
Yeah, hey, shout out to him too, man. I saw Sec War tweeted it too, you know what I mean, saying that, he was retiring and like about his service, and like I'm seeing everybody got a picture with him on Facebook.
I know, man. Except us.
Yeah, my cousin got a picture with him, man. I was like, yo, my cousin got with him? I was like, all right. Captain Walker, he flexes. He didn't flex, but he was grateful for his mentorship as well.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Hey, so I think you said it, Aaron, but 37 years, man. Right? That's a long time, man. Hey,
I didn't say it.
Yeah. Hey, so the other thing also is, man, what is alarming though, right? It is alarming about this is the fact that he was in there with under a year in command. Yeah. I mean, we can slice that, any kind of way we want to, man. But it's becoming that little head scratcher though, man. I know we don't want to touch it, we don't want to say it, but it's becoming a little head scratcher about like like how many people either retiring or getting fired. It's becoming a thing now, right? It's becoming a thing. So, however we want to look at it, but we talking about a 4-star admiral being in the job less than a year. Yeah. So, like, we can say we can come out and say he did all these great things and he the best in the world, but at the end of the day, something's there. You know what I mean? I'm sure we're gonna see it or hear about it in the future.
Permission to speak freely within the guidelines.
No, don't do that, Aaron. Because
I'm not gonna. I ain't did that last week. I ain't doing it. What I'm saying is that you want to do the research, man. There's discussion about there's precedent about maybe why folks retire at certain times with previous conflicts. That's for the people with the DD-214s to talk about and those pundits to talk about. But on this podcast, we ain't talking about it.
Yeah. Hey, this is what I would say, right? So I saw him, right? I wasn't that familiar with him, of course. I know he's 60. He looks great, right?
Yeah,
looks great for 60. Yeah. Well, let me not say for 60. He looks great. I showed my wife him, right? And I'm like, hey, and this don't got nothing to do with no political nothing. I showed my wife him and I was like, yo, don't he look like the type of dude that when he if he had enough, he go get the fuck up out of there. He just don't look like just his profile. Like his profile don't look like he gonna take too much shit, right?
Damn, his voice is like an Allstate type of baritone.
For real?
Yes.
Yeah, he don't look like, and for the listeners, these are all the funnies. So matter of fact, before I get to the funnies, shout out to him. Before I get to the funnies, me personally, I know Damon did it. I know Aaron did it. Admiral Alvin Halsey, shout out to you. It looked like you touched a lot of people. Looked like you were super impactful. Looked like your legacy will be left on a lot of us to carry on. Love that. Like I said, even Sec War tweeted and, gave him the props he deserves. 37 years. He joined the military 2 years after I was born. You know what I mean? So he been in here doing this forever. You know what I mean? So shout out to you. Now, what I will say that was funny was, and I hope he listened to this because this shit was funny. And I don't know if it's true or not, yo. For the listeners, I don't know if this is true or not, but I read an article that said he was going to quit in the office. Like, yo, I'm going to quit. They said he was in the meeting. I ain't going to get into, again, this don't got nothing to do with nothing political. They said he was in the meeting with a couple people. And he was like, yo, I quit right now.
Hey, that's that HBCU vibes.
Yo, and my wife, Angeline was like, it got to be serious for a dedicated, a 4-star admiral with 37 years in the Navy to be like, yo, I'll take my shit off right now, dog. I'll take this shit off. I can see him. He looked like this. I'll take this shit off right now.
Remember on Lean On Me when Buddy flipped the desk on Joe Clark?
Yeah.
Like, what? He's just, that's what and that mustache, he got that old head mustache. You know what I'm saying? Thick mustache.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
Hey, Dumbo, I got 4 pictures pulled up. I'm here to tell you. Hey,
he's going to be the cover of this episode.
Bro. He is not the one to be F with, bro.
He probably did this, the head tilt, what?
Yeah, he probably say again. He's like, yo, say what?
He wanted them that start with, don't you know?
No,
you know, I will take this shit off.
I will put 37 years of the Navy.
I got that. I'm not the one you think I am, brother. I will take 20 years of the military and beat your ass. You understand me?
Yo, Admiral, he looked like he was fucking around, bro. I'm sorry.
Hey, well, there was a retired general that was speaking about talking to him. He talked about how Morehouse, they put a lot of talk about ethics and standing 10 toes down.
Yeah.
So maybe that coupled with just his disposition, he's like, man, I'll take it. All right, want to play a game? All right, game's over.
And he looked like, because I got this in me too, he looked like the type that, he tried to keep it professional, man.
Yeah.
I kept it professional. I wrote the email. I wrote the white paper. Now you in my office with this bullshit, bro.
Remember that Chappelle show? The Real World? He was like, look, man, I'm being nice. We could just fuck you up.
Yeah.
He just looked like the whole type of everything code switch. His voice, like news reporter dude, that guy that swallowed the fly, like his whole voice changed. Like,
can't wait till the book to come out.
Yeah. Hey, but again, shout out to Admiral Halsey. I don't have any hidden meaning behind none of this. No agenda. I just thought it was funny if he really did offer to quit in the joint. Like, yo, today, I'm out of here today, dog. I will drop my papers. I don't owe the Navy nothing. I don't owe the Navy nothing.
What you say?
Hey, shout out to you, Admiral Halsey. Hey, what else we got, man?
Well, I mean, you in the energy of like what somebody will do. Did y'all see on the Joe Budden's podcast?
Yeah,
Mark Lamont Hill in a flip.
I did.
Damon, you saw that?
No,
he didn't.
Do you watch the Joe Budden's podcast? Are you familiar with it?
Every blue moon, man. Every blue moon.
And that shit went viral.
Dumbo trying to get me on it too, man.
Yeah, I tried to. It went viral too, and Damon it's still probably a Damon algorithm.
I mean, Dom, you want to dive into that? You want me to segue into that?
I want you to butcher it, then I want to come back and correct you.
I'm going to butcher it. Okay. All right, so Mark Lamont Hill, he's a professor from Temple, political pundit, used to be on CNN. Dr. Lamont Hill, Mark Lamont Hill. Uh-huh. He's been on a podcast for about a year now with Joe Budden's.
Yeah, he's been on there for a year.
Yeah, so he's a known intellectual. He's a college professor. So him being in our podcast, it's not common because some of their topics really aren't in like academia. But him and Flip got into it because Flip was accusing him of saying, you kind of might be dubious in how you say things on the pod or off the pod. And Flip was like, hey, maybe that's kind of a sucker stuff. And that just made Mark go full Philly.
Yeah.
And they started talking, and a lot of discourse has been, well, Mark shouldn't have been there. Why would you have an intellectual in that type of podcast? So the conversation has been about them arguing, and then about, hey, his presence and, the layman versus someone, with some degrees and letters behind him. Now you can come clean it up, Namo.
Yeah. Now, if you want to hear if you want to know who Mark Lamont Hill is and PTSF speak, and if you want to hear Mark Lamont Hill break code, here's Mark Lamont Hill breaking code on another occasion.
Watch how you fucking talk to me.
My bad. My bad.
No.
My bad.
If you do that shit again, it's going to be a problem. All right? So you can do that. You can take that however you want. I'm happy to have a peaceful conversation with you. What you're not going to do is talk to me like that. You understand?
I yield. My bad.
Yield.
I yield.
So that's Mark Lamont Hill, and that was in a debate about flat Earth. Mark Lamont Hill's. Mark Lamont Hill has been a breath of fresh air on the Joe Budden podcast, and not because he's a smart person with a PhD or intellectual, but because he a dude that he got a brother in jail. He a dude that he had his daughter. He found out about his daughter when she was an adult. He a dude that went through a lot of the same journey. He was a part of a cult for a little bit, so he went through a lot of the same journey as a lot of other people. And that Joe Budden podcast grounds Mark Lamont Hill in a different way than I've ever seen Mark Lamont Hill. He's from Philly. I like and appreciate that. Temple guy and all that stuff. The argument that they had was over something different than tricky words. It wasn't necessarily over tricky words. It was more over contracts and money. And the question that was asked is a question that would matter, I think, in many places was if would one of them take a pay cut so somebody else could get more money, or should they be equally paid as podcasters?
Yeah.
That's how the conversation started. And I think Joe Budden, it wasn't even Joe Budden, it was J1, Jada Kiss' son, J1, who really stirred the pot with the question. But I mean, that's a question for, I think, any podcast. That's what we saw with the Call Her Daddy podcast, where one person felt like they contributed a lot more than the other person. So the person that felt like when the money came, the person that felt like whether they had a conversation or not, the person they felt like they contributed a lot more or brought more to the table wanted more money, And it's like, and the way Mark Lamont Hill likened it to like an NBA team or a sports team. Not every player on that team getting the same amount of money. So I think, and Flip a different type of dude. Flip is like more like, well, I'll take the cut so such and such, could get money or whatever. So that was really, really the crux of the conversation. And then where it got disrespectful was the tricky words and the sucker shit. When those things started to fly. So Flip pretty much said that sucker shit. And Mark said, hold up. Same thing like he did with the dude in the flat earth. Hold up. Don't call me no sucker. And Flip, like, I didn't call you a sucker. I said you doing sucker shit. So then Mark, it's a back and forth. Flip not going back down. Queen's Flip ain't going back down. Mark Lamont Hill is not going back down. So that's kind of what happened. But I think where you wanted to get at, which I think is a really good conversation, is the allowance of certain people. Because after that, I guess Angela Rye and her Native Land
podcast, yep,
or whatever, pretty much said Mark Lamont Hill shouldn't even be there.
And I don't agree with that at all.
I don't agree with that either. I mean, like why he should not be there, man. I think everybody brings certain things to the table, man. Like, why would I not want a guy here that's like speaking from a different, like, if we all the same, if we all talk the same way, how is that going to be a great conversation if we all agreeing on every damn thing that we freaking talk about? Oh, we the same people. No, you get from diversity in there. You get different people that they thought processes differently, and it'll bring the best out of you though, or me or whoever, when someone thinks differently, man. So I most definitely don't agree with that.
And it's the best version of Mark Lamont Hill that I've seen. Like, he get to be funny. He get to be real. He get to touch on things we never see him touch on. Like, it's more than just seeing him on CNN talking about a war or some global terrorism effort, or, his stances when it comes to LGBTQ, all of those kind of things. It's a different light that we get to see this man in. And we are all dynamic people. And I think that more so kind of goes into what we do here at Permission to Speak Freely. Where else do you see a conversation about like the vibes in the gym? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody's too good for human moments. Like, we can't do that.
Yeah, now I was just talking to a friend of mine, and she was saying that she kind of used the barbershop as an example.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone goes there. Everybody got that one dude who got a chair, who was a real contrarian, right? Who were like, I did my research. Like, did you? And they're just talking, and then you have somebody comes in who might have a whole master's or a doctorate, right? And they just talk on the same footing, and you're able to pop that information, filter that groupthink, like what Damon was saying. Like, someone who's always in those upper academic rooms, like maybe some people from Native Land podcast, when are you getting that ground level truth and that more common experience? You're not. That's probably the problem with a lot of career politicians. You get so far detached that you're not even understanding the life of your constituents. Yeah. So you need to have people. Yeah. You see, they said it was a conversation about elitism, right? You might have that person who goes to college in your family, they come home, they know everything. But what happens when you had that, in my case, you had that uncle that was, incarcerated for years, well-read.
Mm-hmm.
He can match them as far as like, you went to school, but I'm well-read. I had time. I live life.
Yeah.
Is my level of intelligence.
Bro, have a whole different perspective. That's the thing about it, is different perspectives, man. Like where you came from, where I came from, where everybody came from, we don't look at shit the same. But when we talk about it, now I can get that open, my light bulb moment goes off, and I hear you talk about the same thing I'm talking about. I say, oh shit, I didn't think about it like that. That makes sense. That made good conversation, man.
Yeah. And not to fold it back to the military, but that's the beauty of like some of our sub organizations, like the Chiefs Mess, where it's a bunch of different people with a bunch of different backgrounds, and we could kind of fold into each other. And then also that's the beauty of like, because sometimes separatism come where people think they gotta like separate from people when they make rank. we ain't got to separate from people when we make ring. Like you the first class, you just made first. You got to tell all your second class friends, like, all right, look, I'm gonna sit y'all down. Let me,
yo, I'm out.
Yo, let me sit all y'all down. It's been great. I mentioned families, I mentioned kids. Building a relationship with you for the last 3 years have been amazing. But I'm rich, bitch.
Hey, you talk about Courtney, right? I met Courtney as a first class. She was a senior chief. She, we the same age, right? But her experience in different rooms is she more tenured than me. She didn't freaking like sun me. She's like, "What's up, Aaron?" And then when we's in front of everybody where the quorum had to be, I was senior chief, hey, OS 1. And it wasn't forced, right? Like, damn, you said you had your flight line talks, man. That's you getting your ground level truth with your sailors.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you just said, Aaron, like I'm in this other room. And you said this in a conversation that we had about like rank and privileges that like kind of went crazy. But it's like, I'm in this other room, right? So it ain't no bye-bye. I'm never going to come in this room again. I'm going to go in this other room for a little bit and I'm going to come back. And I'm going to let y'all know what they talking about in this other room. I'll be back. This what they said in this other room. All right, let me go back. This what they said in this other room. All right, let me go back. This what they said. That's me as a CMC.
What you can bring, some things, we can't be like, yo, man, you was just close in the ranking board. Like, no, that.
And I'm speaking metaphorically too. I'm speaking like, I'm not speaking like in exact, like this actually happened. I'm speaking like me as a CMC right now. I'm able to tell some of these young sellers, and me, I mean, I've been able to do it for a long time, but like I'm telling these young sellers about the other room. So when they come into me like, "Yay, I couldn't get to work because I missed the bus," and now I'm having a conversation with them, and I'm not so far removed from like the world that they live in that they can't connect to what I'm saying, and that's like remembering where you came from. That's all we talking about is remembering where you came from, right? So you don't lose people.
Yeah. And then you got to be able to freaking think about that for a second too. Yeah, some things may change here and there, but you are right, Dumbo, when you say like, I got to cut you off now. No, you ain't got to cut them off. You know what I mean? It just, things are going to change a little bit, but it's everywhere like that though. It's in civilian world like that too. When you start moving up, things are going to change a little bit. But that don't mean like I don't know you no more. That don't mean my whole life is about to change. That don't mean I can't talk to you. That don't mean I can't sit down with you and have a conversation. It don't mean a lot of things, man. But we sometimes take it and we assume that. Though. That goes back to my assuming piece, man. We assume that you have to cut everybody loose now. Yeah. And I'm a first class now, man. I'm a chief now. I'm a this now. We assume. Now I got to change my whole way I do business. That's 6 weeks, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to change my whole life in 6 weeks on how I do business? No. Right. You just got to be able to understand what room you in, like you guys said, what room you in now, right?
And now you like lost, stuck in a fish out of water. You don't got no friends because you cut all your friends off because they still second classes, man.
Hey, there's an ensign in the third class somewhere playing Mario Kart together right now. Same age group, man.
True. Facts.
Hey, so that kind of leads me to the comment that was made on so we got a sharing platform that we share the podcast from. Never read a comment on this platform, but never saw one. But for some, somehow somebody wrote a comment on it, and I feel like it's worth reading. And me and a person, we communicated through this conversation already, so it's been some resolution, and this wasn't a dispute, but it's been some finality to the conversation. But I do want to read the initial comment that they wrote and talk about one part of it, or at least two parts. So what this person said was, and it was a response to a conversation that we were having when I was talking about DRBs and maybe trying to figure out ways to make them less public, and some people responded to that positively. Of course, they were junior sellers. But it says, with all due respect, I appreciate the insights shared on your podcast, especially as Command Master Chiefs. However, some of the discussions raised concerns for me regarding the pace at which we advance people. That joint was like a shot to the gut, bro. You telling me that I made it too quick, dog? I heard what you said. But shout out to that person. Like I said, ain't no smoke. He said, one of you mentioned the DRB in our approach to holding sellers accountable, as well as the idea of changing the practice of having sellers stand outside the mess to make it less public. He said, I have strong reservations about this from a structural and disciplinary perspective. As senior enlisted and officers, our roles as leaders mean that we make mistakes. The repercussions can be career-ending, and this is not without a certain level of public scrutiny as reflected in outlets like Navy Times. I agree about Navy Times. I don't think Navy Times has full coverage of every chief that gets in trouble, but I hear what this person's saying. It says, I value your podcast, but I must express that outside of my friend who joined in 1998, I feel that there's a tendency to seek approval rather than firmly lead. Oh, this might be one of your homies, Damon. Says, it is crucial to maintain our standards. Military bearing intel's proper protocol, such as knocking before entering the CMC's office, or that of any leader, do better. And I responded, and this is I responded, because I took some of the thoughts from that podcast, I took it back to work, and I like spitballed them with different people. So I responded about the DRB thing, and when I spitballed it, I got a lot of feedback about the DRB that wasn't in line with the just thoughts that I was thinking, right? But one of the other things I told the person was sometimes it's not like finality in the conversations we have in a podcast. Like our podcast is summed up as an exploration of thought. Like, yo, sometimes we just on this shit thinking. Like we got 164 episodes. Sometimes we gonna say something that make a whole lot of sense. Sometimes we gonna say something that we might need some straightening on, and over to the people that have been in the game way longer than us. Well, for me, speaking of myself, over to the people that have been in the game way longer than me to hit me up and be like, yo, Dom, I heard that, but like, look at it like this, whatever, like that. And that's the purpose of this, right? Is to spark that type of thought. So when it came to the DRB thing, I took that back to work and we had a conversation and I got a lot of really good perspective about it. The second part, and I already said this to the person, so shout out to you. But the second part of the conversation was about knocking on the door. If my door is open, I'm going to be straight. I don't want nobody to knock on my door, y'all. I could be wrong about that, but that's just who I am as a person. It's just me. It's a part of me. It's Damo, I don't want, or I could say it's CMC, so somebody could feel like that's flattened. But for me, I don't want nobody knock. Just come in. And I got a whole philosophy that touches my heart, mind, and spirit about why I don't want somebody knocking on my door. It was like, man, like the other day, a first class was outside my office and a couple junior sellers was out there and they were waiting to get in. And the first class was like, hey, knock 3 times before you get in and ask permission to enter. And I'm like, and I waved the sellers. I'm like, come on, y'all. Just come on. I believe this my own thoughts. I believe it's a invisible social barrier to certain things. And I don't want that. I don't want pleasantries. I don't want flattery. That's just my own thought. Like, and I think knocking 3 times and asking for permission to enter, for me, I don't know, it unnaturalizes the experience for me. Just come in my office, let's talk. The last thing I'm going to say, I'm going to shut up because I know y'all probably got a lot to say. I was walking with a seller to my office. We walk into the office. I'm like, yo, let's go to the office. Boom. I walk in the office and look back. The seller is standing at the door like a vampire, like we in Sinners.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what you doing? I'm just waiting, for you to give me permission to come in. I said, are you a vampire? Like, if I let you in here, like what's going to happen to me? And they like, no,
I just to be friends and family out here.
They like, I just, right. They like, I just got, I'm just got professionalism, Master Chief. I'm like, yo, we were walking in here together. Come on in here, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I'm interested in y'all's thoughts on all that. But yeah, that was that.
Yeah, I got a couple of thoughts, man. One, for the DRB portion and staying outside the mess and all that stuff, man. That's to me, I thought we was talking about chiefs get in trouble and officers get in trouble and how public we are making that stuff and things like that. I thought that was kind of where that conversation was going. We was talking about.
It was about how if a chief gets in trouble, it's probably not as public because it's normal chief being in a mess. And if a junior seller gets in trouble, it's naturally more public because they got to stand outside the mess in X uniform or whatever like that.
Yeah. And I remember saying some stuff like, to that question, I think I remember saying some stuff like it's not as public because of one person. It's the whole mess. When you see a chief out there, we just represent the whole mess. I think I remember talking like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. But back to the respect and all that stuff, Dumbo. I just had a sailor that was coming to see me about some stuff that happened in the barracks or something, right? So they was coming to see me about it. And the chief was trying to contact them, right? So the chief was trying to contact them. All of a sudden, the sailor shows up. I come up, bring him on in. Chief's still looking for him. And then when we got done, I hit him up and say, hey, yeah, I already talked to her. Everything good. She walked to your office by herself? You know what I mean? That's what he told me. And I was like, yeah. Like, I gotta, like, I talk about stuff like this when I'm talking to sailors. I say, you don't never have to knock on my door because my door is always open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of what I say about it. Now, with that being said, if you want to, like, if we are teaching our sailors about the respect thing and all that stuff, that is fine. I'm going to give them the leeway. So if you teaching them, hey, make sure you're not going to CMC door, that's fine. I don't care about you telling them that. But when they come to my door, I'm going to tell them, come on in, right? Yeah. That's the vibe that I got. That's the vibe that I'm doing. But I'm not going to tell their chiefs not to tell them to knock or not to do this or not to do that from a respect point. But I most definitely, I'm like you when it comes to that, Dumbo. I don't care about the knocking on the door and things like that. I want that conversation. I want you to be, I don't want to say the word be free, but I want you to come on in and be able to have a conversation with me and don't have to worry about, formality and stuff.
Yeah, and out of that respect, I know Aaron got something, but out of that reciprocated respect, like a lot of sellers ain't about to they not Kramer-ing the CMC office. They not Kramer in my office anyway, right? They not just barging in like, hey, CMC, here's my record of the day. Like, they not doing that. Still, they still, even with my door open, I'll see them kind of come and like, I'm like, yeah, come on in. Like, they just not turning their hands in an unnatural way and knocking on a door that's already open. Like, it just, let me knock on this already open door. Like, they not doing that, but they still like, hey, is the coast clear? Like, when you show respect, in my opinion, you get respect. When you give it, you get it. And it still happens just without that part of the formality. Come on, Aaron.
Why you gotta say it like that, man? That's foreboding. Like,
what you got, dog?
Like, I got rain clouds over my head. Aaron about to come.
What you got? Let me get my notepad, man.
Damn, you see the disrespect, man? See what I'm saying?
What you got?
I know what it is. I ain't gonna say it this time. I know what it is, Aaron.
Cause all right, look, I say you got to knock, but it's not. It's to keep in the reverence for the position, not the person in the position, right? I don't want them to come in. Permission to enter like either the aide will let them know they're here, or they just knock. Like, hey, all right, hey, the aide.
Not all of us got aides, my G.
Well, my CO has an aide that also works for the command suite. I don't have an aide. My CO does.
Not all of us got command suites, my G.
Yeah, y'all don't. But so since levels. Anyway, so
they gotta get through the aide in order to get to you, guys.
I walk around anyway, right? So respect for the position for talking, right? Now when they come in, like to both y'all's point, they're gonna sit down at the table and we're gonna talk.
Yeah.
Right? I make a very strategic thing where if it's something where I'm talking to them, I sit behind my desk and they're over there. If it's a talk about professional development, how you doing, what's going on? That's that kneecap to kneecap conversation. I sit at the coffee table with them. I don't want them to we cannot lose customs, courtesies, protocol. I'm not saying y'all saying do away with that at all. I know y'all about traditions, right? But I just think for every bit of time we can exercise that, do it. but don't lord over someone. Like you said, the respect is there. You give it, and it's reciprocated. But maintain customs courtesies protocol for the office. You know, I'm Aaron. That's Damon. That's Damo. But don't lose it, because sometimes if you go too informal, you gotta check them. They don't know how to respond. They're like, "Oh, you were just coking and joking with me. Now you gonna hold a line? You flip flopping. I don't want that."
You know why I changed on that, Aaron? I want to like get you guys' thoughts on this. You know why? You know, the whole knocking on the door and the whole thing. Like at least 10 CMCs, ago, I went through. They always say I got an open door policy. Why would you say I got an open door policy, but you want me to fucking knock on? You know what I mean? Like,
well, what if like, if
the door is closed, I get it. If the door is closed, knock on the door, whatever. But if the door is open already, I'm not, you better knock before you come up in here. Or you better, you know what I mean? Nah, it's open door policy.
I forgot which mentor or more tenured CMC had said it, but they said they don't say they got open door policy. Because it was understood and got to be said. They're like, yo, if you felt the need that only a conversation with the CMC, oh man, Damo made a face. But anyway, if you feel...
I made a face for a reason.
Yeah, if you got to work up that way to come talk to us, then I'm listening to you.
Aaron always make me feel like it's a 2-on-1, man. I don't think David ever says he has an open door policy. I think he just is using it right now to explain that his door be open.
Yeah, well, I ain't say that. I'm not saying open door policy. You just know you come up here, I'm gonna give you time.
I don't say open door policy. I'll never say it. I just say I'm here whenever you need me. You know,
whenever?
I think people disconnect from. That. I think people. I mean, you just gonna find out when I ain't there. I think people just. I think people disconnect from that open door policy speech nowadays. Like that, saying those words, they just make people cringe for reasons unknown. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to hear open. It's just like how people don't want to hear E3 and below. They want to hear E3 and Junior.
Junior. Yeah.
Like somebody cussed us out on TikTok from one of the clips. Like, oh my gosh, it makes my blood boil when I hear E3 and below. And, I came up on our Instagram a while ago and addressed that. And I'll say again, if I say below at this point right now, it's wording that I'm flushing out and I try for the most part, I don't say E3 and below. But what I do want to say about that was, the people that used to say that are, for the most part, I don't think they said it with malice intended. Yeah. It was just speak at a certain point in time. Times have changed. It was like when we was talking to Courtney and I asked her about like her mom and like when she came out to her mom and she was like, well, this was a time that people wasn't as emotional intelligent, So, and some of the people that says E3 and below or call Junior Sellers kids, right? Some of them are like Damon. Damon is one of them. Some of them are holdovers from like yesteryear. So I just made you sound like a fucking. I just made you sound super antique. Some of them are holdovers from yesteryear that just was ingrained in that knowledge. But I could say that Damon has treated, from what I've seen, I've always seen Damon treat sellers with the utmost respect. No matter how old they were. And I've been in Aaron's office, and Aaron, when Aaron was a command senior chief, and I was either chief or senior chief, and that was the first time I saw a command senior chief in action from a different lens, from a hey, this is my boy lens, or this is somebody that I really like lens, and it it hit me a little different, and I liked the way that you did that in the office. But yeah, I know I said a lot of stuff. But I saw you make a face. And
I definitely got a face.
Yeah, what was your face about?
Look, man, I say, was it E4 and Junior?
Yeah.
But if I say E4 and below, I'm not trying to call you some like lower class in the Hunger Games. Get the fuck out of here. Look, man, if I put up a rank structure and it says E9 or 06 and boom, 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 it's like here, and then it goes below or it goes above. You could be emotionally intelligent. That don't mean you get to be emotionally fragile. Cut that shit out, man. Just, I want you to be confident. I want you to be full, all that stuff, right? But look, man, worry about some other shit.
Yeah.
You know, E4 and Junior. Got it.
It's snow piercer,
look,
bro. It's snow piercer. If you say below, that's what up, dude?
It's back to that word and shit, bro. I'm gonna tell you where it all comes from, man. Social media, bro. I got 2 more words. You guys hit me with the words, man. I'm gonna tell you, it's 2 words I say that I'm trying my best to like get out to move on from. One is kids. I always say these kids. I always say that, and I'm trying to get away from that. And the other one is saying guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be I'm in a whole room and I always say, you guys, and I have no shit got talked to, or I ain't gonna say talk to, but I got I'm not a guy. You know what I mean? Somebody has said that to me. I have had it said to me. Those are the 2 words, man, I'm trying to get rid of. But I'm telling you, man.
Let me touch on that while you're still talking.
Yeah.
And people add harm and malice to your words. You know, whether you had that malice or harm or not, and it actually harms them.
Yeah.
They choose that. Well, they could add it, then they could take it away, right? Okay, Damon, you joined in 98. I joined in 2000. You have a child that is serving in the Navy in his 3rd year now, right?
Yep.
Okay. There's a whole conversation now about kids with the racist stuff, right? Relatively speaking, okay, if we had a sailor in our charge and heaven forbid we lost a sailor, they can say that's someone's kid, right? They are young people doing professional stuff, big stuff. We treat them as adults, as professionals, but they are someone's kid. And they are, especially in that first term, if they're in that 18 to 21 age group, they're trying to figure out being a young adult. So they do kid type stuff, but we're going to treat them as adults to help to an adult standard. But if we happen to say, this is my opinion, if we happen to say in one time, these kids, it's not to make them feel less than, it's because we care for them to that point. We know that they are not our kids, but we've been in 20 years plus, leading, mentoring, and trying to bring these people back home from deployment and whatever else. That's where we're coming from. And if, they won't take issue with that, then all right, that's my opinion. You're an adult.
And you're right, Aaron. But every time, man, like now, and I'm telling you, I'm just being so upfront about this shit, man, is that 5 to 10 years ago, I say kids, nothing is said. I say guys, nothing is said. I'm telling you, man, I don't know. And I keep saying it's social media. I don't know if it's social media. I don't know what it is, but it's something now. We jump to negative, like on a lot of shit that normally we didn't jump to negative on. Like you see, like when Dumbo, you say words, man, words matter. So like right now, I mean, when I made Cheap, you talk about words matter. Now, it's a whole nother ball game when you say words matter now, right?
Anybody can tell Admiral Halsey he called somebody a kid with 37 years. You think anybody gonna tell him something?
Nobody telling Halsey none.
Exactly.
With that face.
Don't call me kid. He probably got his glasses. What?
Shit off. Take this shit off right now. So and this is the last way to extend this once more. When we were told that you can't use the word female, and you should use woman, or that shit ain't really changed. Like I'll be walking on, like I'm going into like the women's locker room, the male locker room with. It's funny because we can say male, but I'm walking into like the male locker room with my XO, who's a woman, and I'm like, woman on deck. It don't even sound the same. You know what I mean? Like, yo, woman on deck, and she like female on deck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
who said you can't say female on deck?
That's a thing. Google, not female on deck, like, but the word femime is offensive to some women.
To someone who chooses. I'm not trying to breed you like a freaking champion racehorse, the female. No. What?
Yeah. So I stopped saying it. Like I stopped using it.
All right, I can
every lady I know still every lady I know on the TV still says female. So now I'm the only one.
Yeah, what are we doing?
That says woman or lady.
What are we doing?
Either I ain't changing either, man. I might need you. Got me thinking about it now. I ain't changing. I still say female. Man.
Oh, you still? Yeah, I say women.
I will address a woman, but
yeah. Speaking on ladies, D'Angelo, rest in peace, D'Angelo. Man, we lost. I don't have no long talk. I don't have a big diatribe. We can't. I don't have a song. I know we played a song for Angie Stone, which and that kind of brought things to me like to the light because it was my mom who was like, "Yo, Angie Stone just passed," and they share a kid. Her and D'Angelo share a kid. He had pancreatic cancer. He died at 51. And D'Angelo, for me, in my opinion, he damn near created a genre, his own separate genre, but he was also a neo soul king, warrior, pioneer, genius in that music and
Soulquarians.
Yeah, and he attributed so much to contributed so much to the neo soul genre and just hip hop as well. From the Belly soundtrack to his albums, Voodoo, Brown Sugar,
Voodoo, the Vanguard. I want to say
the Vanguard, the Vanguard, and so I just as a musician and somebody who loved music for my entire life, I want to salute D'Angelo. I'm sorry that we don't have a song or nothing like that, and I'm sure he was impactful to some of y'all's lives too.
Yeah, I want to say, matter of fact, probably growing up, he had one of the most iconic videos to one of his songs, but I forgot the name of the song, where he's in there turning in there. Then that video, man, was so viral at the time. It played over and over and over. And then on top of that, I don't know if you guys remember, Jamie Foxx did it. I don't know if you guys remember, he came with a skit and he was in the same thing, whole thing. Bro, that was so freaking funny, man. But
so did Ray Benzino. That was funny too.
Yeah, man.
I just did it in the gym.
But with D'Angelo, wow, come on. we go serious to pivot to the hey yo, and then but to be serious though, his cause of death and his age. I saw like a picture in a graphic. It just for us, for me and Damon and Damo, you about to enter it, but you got to make sure you really check your health, man. That to be 51, that's still young in life. You're not even in your third quarter of life yet. And him and Chadwick Boseman and so many people that we've lost. And it's like, the GI issues, like it just truly get checked out. I work at the hospital. I'm like, I'm on it, man.
What was it like? Black Rob, right? DMX.
Yes.
Irv Gotti. Like it's a lot.
Yes.
To be like I said, list.
And it's alarming for our demographic. I don't know what it is culturally or you can't say it's money. These are people that they're well off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah,
I think it's not. I'm sorry, Aaron. I think it's not. I'm not speaking on none of them. May they well, but I think it's a thing with us men, and I'm not just gonna say black man because I don't think it's necessarily a black man thing. It might that our experiences as black men, but a lot of dudes ain't going to the hospital like that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're running from certain inspections too. Oh man, I'm not getting poked and prodded. Yeah. Yo, you owe it to your family, to yourself. I want to see my grandkids. You know what I mean? I want to be up and at them. You know what I mean?
I tell you guys this, man, and I grew up like my mom passed away. I think kind of early. I think so. And her whole saying was, "You got to die from something." She never went to the hospital and things like that. Right? That was her. That was some Southern. That's just how they talk. But I was throw out something else too, man. Like people born in those 60s and 70s too, man. Like one of those things, they just don't go to the hospital, man.
Yeah.
Like they just don't go to the hospital and get checked out for nothing, man. Now I think we're getting better with this generation. Now I think times are changing with that. But those 50s, 60s, 70s, people don't go get checked out, man.
Well, I mean, that generation for, our grandparents and those before, there was a fear, right? If you go to the hospital, sometimes, oh man, it made me sick. They found something. No, you had unaddressed issues. But on the flip side, it's probably a different conversation for a different platform. But certain demographics was tested on. You think about Henrietta Lacks. They're doing things against her will, saying that she needed for her care, and it wasn't. So that kind of really made previous generations apprehensive about going to get checked out, man.
And then it's also, where the money issue too, though, with hospitals and having when you was growing up. And once you've been doing something for 30 and 40 years, man, and you ain't used to doing it, right? Now you got them. Say you got the money now to go to the hospital, but now you ain't done this stuff in 30, 40 years. So why want to start now? Right. So I just think it's a shift, man. And I think it's shifting toward the best, though. I think we're starting to see things now and getting checked out a lot more. But I tell you, you guys hitting it right on the head, man. We need to start getting checked out a lot more, man. We are dying. People are dying at a young age now, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, us, we have to get checked out, right? And we try to have a culture of fitness, a lifestyle of fitness. I know, Dama, you've been running a whole bunch, but I did the Army 10 miler last week. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, you've been training for that, right? Was that the one you were training? You were training for the Marine?
I'm training for Marine Corps Marathon. I'm still trying to figure that one out. I still got my bid, but the 10 miler was like my gauge. So I did it. A bunch of sales and soldiers from my command did it. But when I was out there, I saw Sergeant Major Janina Simmons. And she is my hero of the week. She storied career. She's still active. She's serving. She was first she's first Black female to be a Army Ranger as a woman. She's the first woman in the Army, in the military, to be a Sergeant Major with the Army Ranger tab. But the biggest thing with this is because she's been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Stage 4 in her body. So this is back in 2019, she got diagnosed.
Yeah.
And said she was feeling sorry for herself. And, she got up off the couch and she saw David Goggins and Cameron Haynes, different people, just endurance athletes. And she went for it while going through her treatments. So for her, just where she's at now, I think she's in remission, but she ran last week. She has, everything. But for me, that's a hero of the week because of not just, trailblazing, being one of 154 women to be an Army Ranger, but just to have stage 4 cancer and to not take a sitting down and to just move forward. I shared on my timeline her meeting David Goggins, I think last year. Yeah. And he was like, yo, I'm your fan. So that's a hero of the week for me. I shared my stuff on my timeline too, but that's my hero of the week. Sergeant Major Janina Simmons. Check her out on TikTok, Instagram. Pretty good motivational stuff.
Yeah, sure. Hey, I saw you share something else on your timeline too. Recently, there was a video of Kelly Rowland, and I was wondering what was the intellectual connection there.
Well, talking about fitness, man. With Kelly Rowland, she's north of 35, and I noticed that she has maintained a very high level of fitness. But it was like a stitch where the person was like, you know what? And she crumpled up her Wendy's and she threw it away. So that motivated me.
That wasn't the video I saw. She wasn't crumpling up no Wendy's.
No, it was Kelly. She's performing.
Yeah.
And then the person was like, you know what? I'm about to go work out, man. You're not about to get me in trouble. Well, I can't get in trouble no more, but you're not going to get me in trouble. So, matter of fact, I did shake Kelly Rowland, man.
Yeah,
she looked good. She looked damn good. Hell yeah.
Great, man. Kelly looks... I had to watch Kelly with my wife and just be like, damn, don't she look good, man?
Well, I ain't verifying nothing. She look good, man.
She played in the Tyler Perry movie, right? Didn't really act too well, and the movie wasn't too good, but she played in it just to look good. She
been fine her whole life, man.
Yeah,
whole life.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, since I brought up movies, I really don't want to do this, Damon. So we ain't gonna stay here too long because I don't want to do this because you're gonna be mad at me for real, man. But Damon went to see the best review movie of the year, the front runner for the Oscars. Right now, it's buzzed that almost every qualifying category this movie gonna be nominated in. Damon went to go see it. He went to go see one battle after another. And what was your thoughts?
Well, first, man, let me. I gotta clarify this because Domo's thinking. I'm like, okay, I'm coming in this movie thinking about like it ain't my style of movie or nothing like that. It was a good movie. I'm not saying that was not a good movie. What I am saying is it left a lot on the table for me. That's what I'm getting at, Dumbo. It left a lot on the table for me, right?
Yeah.
First, his wife character, right?
Yeah.
Left a lot on the table for me. At the end, she just went away, boom. His character left a lot on the table.
Aaron typing his ass. The listeners gonna hear that. You can't hear Aaron typing.
Hey, I know that shit was
the
loud
listeners
as
gonna
shit.
hear that. Boy.
Hey, his character left a lot on the table for me because I'm thinking he's about to come back and do his best, to bring his family back. You're messing with my daughter, all this stuff. He really ain't do shit, right? When it comes to it, right?
So, this is a spoiler alert right here? Because I didn't get to see it yet.
Oh shit, I'm spoiling it.
It's all good. I'm seeing it tomorrow. So
it's still good. It was kind of like Dark Knight Rises, right? Like how Batman didn't do much in Dark Knight Rises, like everybody else did.
Yeah. So that part, Dumbo, and then I want to say this, Dumbo, and I know this is where I'm finna get you at right here, man. I don't think he was the lead character.
You're not gonna get me there, because what I said when I saw that movie was, damn, Leo entered another realm of acting where he could pass the ball, and make everybody else around him good or better, even though he's in a movie with Benicio del Toro, who is already amazing. Sean Penn, who's already amazing, but to be able to take Tiana Taylor and the I forgot her name now, but it was her first movie. The girl that played his daughter, it was her first movie ever. So to be able to take them to and elevate them to where, like, alongside him, they like elevated actors. It's great to be able to do that as an actor, where you don't got to hog the screen time.
Yeah, I agree. Tiana Taylor, I know you had said she was probably the worst on there, man. I think she did great, bro. I liked
she did great.
She did. I like what she did on there. But it was a couple, like, I think the other young lady too, her character, she played in a lot of movies too. The other
Regina Hall?
Regina Hall. I feel like her character it could have been more, it kind of like left it in the opening for interpretation on what happened. You know what I mean? With
she
her.
Did great though. And
most definitely.
And I want to say his daughter's name, the actress, her name is Chase Infinity. I want to put respect on it because I forgot it. But yeah, Regina Hall did great. I think she might get an Oscar nod.
Yeah, Regina Hall did great, man. But I feel like her character was left a little bit, man. I feel like in for interpretation on what happened to her, or did she snitch, or did she do, you know what I mean? We just didn't know at the end,
so you
right?
wanted answers. You wanted all the loops closed.
That's where I was at. Now, Dumbo, I'm going to tell you, it kept me I was into the movie the whole time. I didn't like say, oh, it's a boring moment.
No,
none of that stuff.
No moment.
None of that stuff was happening with me. It was more of, I felt like stuff was left on the table with certain roles in there, right? And I thought Leo was going to become, you know how movies go. That would trick me. You know, movies go is like the way it was going. Leo about to come in, do his thing, and da-da-da. But no, he was dealing with shit. He was dealing with the whole movie.
Yeah,
You know
like he
what I mean?
wasn't a hero. Like he was
wasn't
just
a hero.
a guy who got caught up in some stuff.
Now, hey, look, the best roles on there, Aaron. I know you haven't watched it yet, but Sean Penn.
I know Sean Penn is in that level where he's very selective when he wants to do projects. So if he did that, he's going to put his foot in it. So I imagine I'll expect that from him. You know what I mean?
I thought Benicio was the man in that joint.
Yeah, he was too, but Sean Penn killed it, man. And then I'm gonna give the shout out to the daughter too, man. I think when she came in, she did her thing to the daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really,
When I got done, it wasn't too bad, bro. I was more of looking for more, man. I wanted more.
Yeah. And it was a movie. Like, it was a movie. Like, the characters had funny names. Like, it wasn't like, it didn't take itself too serious. Like, it was funny. Like I said, when Leo was in that car in the back seat, when they was like, "You like black girls?" He was,
that was bro. That movie, the way that movie started off, though, bro, I knew it was gonna be a good movie, though. The way he was acting, because now I'm gonna give Leo his credit, man. Leo can act in any fucking movie, bro. You could just put him in there, bro. That role he just played, though, the way he was, it was totally different what you may see from Leo, man. Like,
well, they got one role Leo can't do.
Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah.
What you say, man?
They got some roles Leo, he refuses to take. He'll never take it. He can't do it.
Refusing and can't is two different.
But he refuses to do
it. Yeah. Like what? Like a superhero?
Nah, like dating somebody older than 24. He just won't do it. You know what I mean?
That's real life, man. All right, come on. Where we at next? Come on.
Hey man, where we at? Day.
Well, speaking on that, 18.
Yes, we got 18. Yeah, man, we in day 18 of the shutdown, bro.
Yeah, is it day 18?
Yeah, day 18, man. Day 18.
They went, and they also went and said they're not coming back until the 26th.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Look, and I'm gonna say it. I don't want to get too deep into this, man, but. This whole thing for the 18 and things I've been going on social media, bro, they were showing old stuff. But this shutdown been going on ever since we've been in the military, bro. It's always something about a shutdown, and then they come back and they do what they need to do. Bro, I seen times where they didn't leave, bro. They was in there working these problems out. Yeah. That's the problem I got right now, man. We ain't working no problems out, man. Like they showed a post, man, about George W. Bush, man. They had a shutdown and how they worked it out, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and then he at the end, he applauded Pelosi, bro, for like coming to the table and working this stuff out. I just feel like we ain't trying to work shit out. I don't know if I should be saying that or not, but I just feel like, bro.
Other people said it in graphic detail, but
yeah, bro. I'm like, oh my goodness. But we on day 18, man, with like, I never heard yet. I haven't heard yet. It says, hey, we're going to come back on this day and we're going to freaking get this done. I have not heard that yet, bro. We gonna get this knocked out. I ain't heard it yet, bro.
This shows me how civil the American people are. Because in other countries, elected officials don't do what they supposed to do. The citizens, they storm their house. They got a whole bag of rocks. They flipping tanks, and you gonna work. Our people ain't doing that, and everyone's affected. Yeah. And I think that the level of comfort that they have, with knowing that the people who elected them to do their job are suffering. They're detached. They have no level of care. And I think it comes from a level of comfort and like they feel privileged. Yeah. No, man, it should be leadership is a burden. You're here to serve. You're a public servant. When you fail to serve the public, then what is your purpose, man? Yeah. You don't have one.
Yeah. Now, for the ignorant, like for people like me, who's suffering?
Oh, everyone. Okay, so I'll go my job, right?
Don't go your job. Don't go federal. I don't want to hear about federal employees. Not saying that federal employees don't matter.
That's who's suffering. That's who's suffering.
All right. So he's
military.
Because like what I'm wondering like is how is my and I know it is, but like and maybe you not no offense, but maybe you're not the person that asked this question, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm wondering like how is my brother who works at Kitchen and Cocktails suffering from the government shutdown? And I'm asking because I really don't. You about to say something, man? I'm interested. But I'm asking because I really would like to know, and I think some other people would too.
I'm thinking, man. Look, this is me not knowing the answer to this question, Dumbo. But I'm just talking about what I've seen on that's going on viral on social media, right? One thing I saw the other day was people who getting the government assistance. Right, they are hurting.
Section 8.
Yeah, those people are hurting a little bit with the money they need to get food or get whatever. And I heard they got a message. They actually posted the message they got where, you know, they will not be getting it or whatever until, you know, everything get worked out. So that's one thing. And I don't know how true that is. I'm just saying what I saw.
I mean, it makes sense.
I know people who on assistance and working through it, they cannot pay.
Yeah. Y'all heard about, and we ain't gonna dig into it, but y'all heard about this other thing about that was getting brought up somewhere about, and I think in the courts about like the votes and like how a certain charter, or I know I'm saying the wrong word, but like a certain charter of a certain place would be like considered like a black vote. But what they trying to do is get rid of that because in that certain area or charter, you might have people that's not black, like amongst a minority in that area, like that might be white. And they feel like that like excludes them from the group. So they feel like that's like racist to them. So they might be getting rid of quantifying that black vote. Did y'all hear about that? Or yes or no?
Yeah, it's accusations. We ain't dive into it, but accusations of gerrymandering and also talk of a Supreme Court repealing the Civil Rights 65, Act.
Yeah, the 65 Civil Rights Act because of that vote. I think it's something that should be discussed, but I don't know if it should be discussed on this platform.
Oh, yeah. I did do a quick chat, 3 bullets of how the shutdown would affect civilians. Quick hitter, disruptive public services. For example, national parks, issuing passports, small business loans, some health education programs, pause or slow operations. Economic ripple effect, local businesses near federal offices and contractors lose revenue due to reduced spending and halted government contracts. So it does have a ripple effect.
Yeah. And I think that's good to know. And for the listeners who've been listening for like the last 5 years, every time I ask a question, it's not like a challenge. Like it's really like, that's good to know. I think it's good to have that part of the conversation too.
Yeah.
This next topic is pretty important for everybody that it like really matters to. I think it should matter to just everybody, period. Whether you dealing with it or you leading somebody that's dealing with it or, whatever the case may be. But, we talk about PFB, we talk about shaving, and we are joined by Charles Johnson. So how you doing, Charles Johnson? What we got going on today? Thanks for coming and hanging out with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a little bit about, so I want to, before we start and we talk about like, what you're here to talk about and what you got to offer, I want to go back a little into these changes that we got. So it's some sellers in crisis mode, right? So y'all remember the last time that the shave policy changed, right? So remember, it was like you could just go from ship to ship with your beard. Y'all remember?
Yeah.
It carried the same shit or approval. Check in your next medical, and then you should be good to go once they look at it and check the validity of it.
Yeah, I was one of them. My joint was valid. You know what I'm saying? So I had a beard, it was valid. And then they made the change, and we all had to go see Doc Reinhardt, man.
Yeah, she wasn't messing around.
That wasn't playing, man. A couple of the junior sellers, man, they stood their ground and held the fort. Not me, man. I've been clean shaven ever since. You know what I'm saying? But I do got a little bit of bumps down here. But that basically that threw us in the tailspin. We went into crisis mode, right? So a while ago, about a year ago, I think we all thought that we had Dr. John Cordell on a podcast, and we talked a little bit, and I think we all thought that it was going to be a breakthrough in like the shaving policy or the no beard policy the other way. Like I think we thought it would be a little bit more less restrictive, right? We like, oh man, we're about to be able to have beards finally. I think that's what we thought. Yeah. And then we found out differently, right? So we found out. So the birds started chirping. I think maybe it was the Army or the Air Force first. Somebody somebody dropped something first about shaving profiles.
It was the Army.
Yeah, so the Army dropped something first about shaving profiles, and then of course, we recently had Sec War do the speech with the admirals in Quantico. Is it? Did they make an official name? It's an official name for that, right? Warrior Ethos.
Well, I know that. Yeah, it's a standard in the war, reestablishing and reaffirming warrior ethos, and the entire force has to confirm that either listened or read the transcript by October 20th. What was it?
Yeah.
It's the end of the month. I know
end of the month.
Yeah. So with that said, some policies dropped same day, like I said, Michael Corleone style. You know what I mean? It was a baptism, but they dropped on the same day, and it was one about shaving and stuff like that. And Aaron, you got some notes on that, right?
Well, I have the first note that's dated August 20th. It came from Secretary of Defense before the change to Secretary of War. Just subject, grooming standards, facial hair. Effective immediately, all medical departments are supposed to do a review of all shaving profiles. And what they're saying is that all members need to get the review, conduct a treatment plan, and then if they're either they resolve the issue and they continue service, or if they can't, then they prepare for separation after that 1 year of a treatment plan. That's the first memo. I know there's more to follow regards to each branch of service. But August 20th, that was the first and main memo that you'll see if you go to the Secretary of War directive site.
Yeah, and now people have been using semantics with the specifics with the 12 months and all that, and we'll figure that out. But now, Charles, you see that and you get that kind of information, and what you do helps us in that regard. But I guess my first question is, what do you think when you see something like that coming down and it's like, oh man, like these guys in trouble?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. And it was scary, to be honest. So maybe back up a little bit. Just like you, I was, black guy struggling with razor bumps everywhere. And short of a longer story, when I started doing research on, because you need the data, you talking about launching a company, you want data on, how many people have razor bumps and, those type of things. And military just popped up like immediately. And this is, me as a civilian. I didn't know any, I don't know the rules, but I was shocked that you guys had to shave every day, essentially, or you had, have that clean look every day, and that it impacted your careers. That was really shocking to me. So I started digging a little bit into that. And when I saw that, it was really preventing some of you guys from moving up the ranks or getting certain positions, I was like, okay, this is a problem. Like immediately, there's a target market, like literally that needs this like yesterday. And this was before any of the directives, came down. In fact, it was the Biden administration when I started the company, and it was like maybe halfway into his term. So it's been about 2.5 years that this company's been going. But yeah, I feel bad for you guys. And I heard, since learned that it's other first responders, not as strict as, what you guys have to go through. But it's a serious problem. So I take my hat off and I feel bad for you. And it's a problem that hopefully that I can solve or be at least part of the solution.
Yeah, now I saw some DC firefighters fighting against shaving, whether that be religious accommodations and stuff like that. So yeah, I connect with the whole, it is some other first responders as well. I mean, the thing with us is like, and the reason why I appreciate you is because the thing with us is like, whether we like it or not, we got to do it if we want to continue to have a career in the military. And I was on a phone with a retired CMC, shout out to Brian Exum. And he was saying like some of us don't know how to shave, don't use the right treatment. It's some other behaviors that we might need to learn. And I think what you have in the bump serum help us through some of those other things that might be not really in our control, right? So I do want to go back to just what made you start. You were just like trying to figure out how to heal from your PFB or how to get over your bumps.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Look, right now I'm wearing a t-shirt, but man, I'm telling you, if I were, this were 12, 13 years ago, I'd be wearing a turtleneck to try to hide my neck. Really bad razor bumps. it got so bad for me that, I didn't want to take pictures. So, once this goes, you see my little egghead in the back on that banner right now. But I did not like taking pictures. So you're not going to see before and after pictures of me because I didn't really, I didn't want to take pictures. But so I tried stuff on the market, the depilatories, the magic shaves and all this other stuff. And it just tore my skin up, dried me out, made it worse. It worked for like 10 minutes and then stopped working. I just got tired of it. So any doctor that I would like run into, I don't care if I was going in because, I strained my calf or something, like, hey man, you know anything about razor bumps? I was trying to get answers from anybody. And you ask 10 different doctors, you get 10 different answers. Mm-hmm. And so that was the one thing that was frustrating for me. But one thing that I did keep hearing was inflammation. They kept saying inflammation. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need to be asking about that. So, my question started to focus on like, how do you get rid of inflammation? And that was more of a consistent, alcohol and, this, that, and the other, but you got to watch it, this, that, and the other. I started getting more consistent answers on that. So I started talking with different other doctors about like, hey, if I mix these chemicals, am I going to blow up the house and, melt my skin off? Something? No, those are safe. Just be careful with this. So I just started experimenting in the house and then initially came up with an aftershave that really did reduce the inflammation. And it didn't dry me out. I know some products out there that do it pretty well, but not the way that I had it. So I just started using that. And then learning more about shaving creams. I started like learning about shaving creams versus shaving gels. I'm like, well, let me get rid of this shaving cream because this is not working for me. It's not working for my razors. It's not working. And I switched over to shaving gel. Didn't find one that I liked. Started experimenting with that. And the thing is with us men, there's a few things with us. Like, first off, we just, we're dirty, we're nasty, right? We go out, we play ball, it take us a while to go and shower and stuff like that. And for us black men, our hair grows out and then it curls back in. We know that. And that's one of the causes of the razor bumps. It's like a needle coming back to stab you right back in the neck, right? One of the causes of the bumps. Now put it on top of, we go out, play ball, the hair comes out, grabs a little bacteria, comes in, infection. So one of the things that I did when I did the shaving gel, which is, glides real smoother with the razor, was added properties of soap. So it's cleaning the blade and the skin when you're shaving. So you got less opportunity for infection. Then I followed up with the aftershave, which reduces the inflammation. Because, when you're shaving, that's trauma. You're traumatizing the skin.
Yeah.
And then you put the aftershave on there that's mitigating it. I got some little moisturizers in there to make sure you're not drying yourself out. And then, I followed up I eventually came up with the sealant moisturizer. That wasn't as hard. But made sure there was a cream and not a lotion because lotions have water in it, which can eventually dry your skin out. So I wanted to make sure I had a cream in there without any different properties that are fragrances that'll break you out. So it's all natural products. I use it as a system. I was just using it for myself. I wasn't trying to like put it on the market or anything like that. So for the better part of 10 years, I've been bump free. I don't worry about bumps anymore. And it really wasn't until a friend of mine, we went to undergrad together. He's a doctor out in Sweden, Stockholm, Sweden. And he came to visit and he was like, man, I wish I could get my skin looking like yours, which shocked me because he's a doctor. You think that, they know everything, they should be able to, figure this out. But they didn't figure it out for me. So, he was no different. So I gave him some of my stuff. And he's like, what is this? And I told him what it was. He's like, man, I'm not putting that on my face. I don't blame him. It's just like, I'm making this in my kitchen. And he's just
what you had in at that time? Like just like a Tupperware container or something?
It looked like, it was definitely cosmetic packaging, but it just looked, just a label on it with handwriting on it,
Mad scientist stuff, man.
Yeah. But he said, well, look, let me see the ingredients. You got the ingredients, and I did. I had the ingredients. Let's here, take it, check it out. And I didn't think much more of it, but he called me back like 2 months later, he said, "Man, you need to take this to market. All my razor bumps are gone." And so I said, "Well, look, I'll do it if you come along with me, and because ain't nobody gonna believe me. I got a background in communications, working in film and TV. Like, I don't know anything about this."
Charles, I wanted to ask you, who did you consult with to start getting? I know you said you looked up the ingredients. You're talking to every physician that you came across, but did anyone work with you hand in hand as you were getting the ingredients together to get that mix, or you just trial and error?
No. What I will say is that there was one or two doctors. It wasn't like an official consult, but it was me just checking in with them. Hey, remember when I talked with you about the razor bumps? Hey, listen, I'm mixing this, and again, is this gonna blow up the house or anything? No, you're good. But no one consistently. It was literally just trial and error.
You didn't have any ER visits after trial and error? Like you had to run?
No, nothing. No, nothing like that.
I'm picturing like in Malcolm X when he put the kit in his head. That's what
running to the toilet to try to put the fire out. No, I didn't have anything like that. I think the worst that I ran across was like it was still like the aftershave, especially that was the toughest one. Was that it was drying me out more than I wanted. So I found some more lubricants, natural lubricants that combated that. But that was the worst that it got.
Them bumps must have, not to cut in, but those bumps must have been bad, man. Like, if you got no background at all in this, and you just get you're like, hey, look, I'm working in film. Like, yo, these bumps, I'm about to hit the kitchen for like 6 hours. I'm going to grab this aloe vera. I'm going to get this frankincense, this myrrh. We about to...
Forgive me, can't have this. I'm probably ignorant. I'm thinking he was like with a Pyrex pot, like cooking it up. Like, man.
Like Walter White. Like Walter White, Heisenberg. That's what I was like, man, what was up? Where was the... that's just crazy in itself, man. But that's motivation and dedication. And hey, I'm gonna do something about these bumps.
You know what? You're dead on. And Aaron, you're right. I got yelled at by the lady because one of the cabinets in the house was my little heckling Dr. Jekyll Hyde area. Yeah, the lab. I had everything in that area. We couldn't put any food. But look, you ask. And especially since I started this company, so I'm out promoting and stuff like that. And, you talk to 20 different, 20 different guys, especially black guys, and you're going to get 20 different routines about how they, deal with their razor bumps. And every routine is different. And they all had this long history, this whole process of where they arrived at, like, this is working for me and I'm not changing it unless you come, with some magic. So, this was just my journey, and I'm a little extreme, and I just took it, a little bit further. I will say this though, because I know, people listening to this may be like, man, I'm not putting that on my face. I don't care if your friend is a doctor. My friend who is a doctor, his name is Dr. Reginald Alston. He's aboard the company as head of medical. He did two things that I wasn't expecting. He brought one guy in that he went to, he studied at Karolinska Institute, which is in Stockholm, Sweden. It's the same hospital that gives out the Nobel Prize. So that's where he studied. He got another colleague of his from there who just so happened, I live in LA, just so happens to live in San Diego. So it was an easy trip for me. Former military, former Marine. He used to work with the FDA, but now he works with companies that helps them be compliant with FDA. So he brought him aboard. He's an advisor at the company to make sure that we're compliant. The second thing that he did was identify Dr. John Corder, who you know. Mm-hmm. So it was an article that he read, maybe I read, I don't know, but anyway, they connected. We wound up contacted a VA clinic down in Tampa, Florida. Bruce B. Downs. I see the boulevard right now. My understanding is the only VA clinic in the country that does laser hair removal on military guys. Mm. when that fails, they start looking for products like ours. So they found out about us. I don't know if it was through Dr. Austin or through Dr. Cordell. And they said, well, listen, why don't you send us the product? We'll go through the process of getting the institutional review board approval to test on humans, in this case, people in the military. It took them like a year and a half to get the approval. And they are literally probably this week just finishing up the study. I can't go into the details of the studies. What I can tell you is that the preliminary results after 2 weeks of people using the system, that's all 3 products as one system, is a high, I'm talking about high double digits reduction in razor bumps. So, and the way that they did it was, because I'm like, well, how do you tell? Because, we see before and after all the time. And we just like, yeah, it looks better, but I don't know why. And that kind of thing. They literally counted how many razor bumps were on people's face before they started using the products, waited 2 weeks, counted them again. High double digit reduction in razor bumps. Yeah. And then another 2 weeks after that, another high double digit reduction. So we know it's working.
Yeah, they do that in the military. They count your bumps, man. They do. That's one of them things they do, man. They count your bumps. That's
so you guys knew this already.
Yeah, right? That's how you get the paperwork. You know what I mean? So they be like, you be like, hey, I want the paperwork. Somebody like, hold on, let me see. Put your chin up. But I got a question for you about the process, right? Because I'm one of those guys that I don't want like a laborious like process, right? So I don't want to be now in the bathroom for another 40 minutes because I got to do step 1, step 2, step 3 are like, what's this rule? Do I got to do this before I do this, after I do that? So what's the process and how long does it take?
Man, I shaved before this. Now I wish I would not have. If this goes more than 4 minutes, you're just taking your time. Okay. So it's regular shaving. So you use whatever razor you want. It's not anything crazy. There are some tips we put in there to make sure, to not make sure that could, mitigate the razor bumps faster. But, at the end of the day, it's just a regular shave. You wet your face. You use some of the shaving gel first. You put it on, cover the area, grab your razor, shave it off, however you usually shave. You get done, a couple drops of the aftershave, slap it on. Get some of the sealant cream. Go to work. That's it. Yeah. So, I mean, it takes me probably 2 minutes, but, when you're getting started off, man, am I doing it right? All of that stuff. It'd be no more than 4 minutes.
Yeah. And the sealant cream helps to close your pores back?
Yeah, that's a good question. It traps the moisture under the skin. So people say ingrown hairs and razor bumps, and some of these terms, they're interchangeable, but there is a little bit of difference. So again, men, we're nasty, right? So when the hair grows out, it catches the dirt bacteria, comes back in, that can cause a razor bump. But sometimes the bumps, are caused because hair doesn't even get a chance to grow out. We're not out, exfoliating like women. We don't have pads and stuff like that. Yeah. We probably should, I do it, but, we probably should, but we don't. So that extra layer of skin will be there. And then our hair, it's like trying to penetrate a needle, trying to go through a wall. You exfoliate, then it'll go through, that, it easily go through that wall. So the sealant is a moisturizer that really kind of, moisturizes the skin, loosens all of that stuff up. And so now the hair's got that opportunity to come out.
Yeah. Now, a question I got, right? And I'm sure y'all got a couple questions. But so what I'm thinking about here is that we talking about, for the listeners, right? Because sometimes I think listeners get weird when we talk about different races, right? Because we got like a multiracial group of listeners. But for the listeners now, we're talking about how, frankly, how a lot of the things that's on the market right now don't work well with melanated individuals, right?
Black dudes. Yeah.
With black dudes, right? So a lot of the things we, and I wasn't afraid to say black dudes. You know what I mean? So I was about to actually say, but now how does this work? Like when we talking about, do you know demographics to testing? Like for instance, now we figured out a bump serum for black dudes or something that might work for black dudes, but what about the white guys?
Skin to skin. So
okay.
It's going to work for anyone. We got a guy. When I show the pictures, people are just like, yeah, but that's a white dude. He's actually light-skinned black, black guy. But
yellow.
Yeah.
Damon, you smirking a little too hard, bro.
Damon the Wesley Snipes. David like a Wesley Snipes complected, brother.
But yeah, skin to skin. So it'll work on anyone. This is what I would say, because we did our first trade show out in Denver a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. And white guys would come up and say, hey, I got razor bumps, will this work on me? And I say, yeah, it'll work on you. It'd probably work on you a lot easier, because if you can get through, these course things, you're a slam dunk. So, and there was one guy who says, it's kind of odd though. Let me see. Did I bring? Yeah. So here's the box. I had it sitting on the display, and the guy comes up and I had he was looking at the product inside, and he was squinting, trying to look at the ingredients. And he said, I can't read the ingredients. And he sounded a little rude at first. And I said, you can just look on the bottom of the box. I have them there. And he goes, oh, okay. And he picks it up and says, oh. And I'm like, what's going on here? And then he turns to me and goes, I'm a dermatologist, and I have a lot of black clients, and I can't really suggest anything to them, but I like the way that you have these on here. Like I can see how these can work. So there was another guy that came by, and was a white guy, and he saw my egghead on there, razor bumps and all that stuff. And he said, hey, would it work on me? And I said, I turned to the dermatologist, doc. I said, you please back me up on this. If it's going to work on me, is it going to work on him? He said, it'll work on you easier. So again, skin is skin, but Caucasian hair is just not as coarse as ours. So it's probably less of an issue.
Now, how do you speak to it at a trade show? Is it like a video that you show where people could see progress from like a 2-week progress, 3-week progress?
Images from some of the before and afters right now. I'm working on that, getting that budget together to have the, impressive video and all of that. One of the things, so it's a lot of verbal and a lot of the images. But in 3 weeks, I'm actually flying down to Tampa to interview the guys from the clinical study. And that's going to be kind of the big one. The trade show we did two months ago was really just kind of about brand establishment. We're still in brand establishment mode right now.
Yeah.
Once we really kick off, I'm hoping that we get permission to use that information, that data from that clinical study. You guys know better than me. I'm not going to mess with the military. I'm not going to try to speed up the process. I'm not even allowed to really contact them during that clinical study because a conflict of interest. But once they're done and they say, hey, Charles, you have to, the right to use this information for your marketing purposes or whatever, that's when we really going to go full force and putting the videos out there, hopefully getting some of those guys who are part of the study to go on tape and start talking about their experience with it.
Yeah, okay, Damon. Yeah.
Hey, real quick. So is your product it's out though, right, Charles?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the thing is we're in the we're in the supply chain hell right now. So the tariff war, the things going on with the ports, it's really not kind of cleaned up from that. But from the oh my gosh, not protests. What went on this past summer with oh my gosh, it'll come back to me. But yeah, a lot of things that is backed up in the ports. The unions, all the unions have issues.
When all the what's they called? The dudes that work at the ports, Aaron? All the
Port Authority?
No.
I can't. Oh my goodness, what was going on?
The longshoremen. When all the longshoremen went on strike.
Strike, thank you. I'm like, this is such a simple word. I can't think of it. What's wrong with me?
You think about a lot of chemicals,
when all the
longshoremen studies.
When all the longshoremen went on strike, I'm surprised I pulled that out, man. Yeah, when all the longshoremen went on strike for a little bit, that was a big strike.
It was, look, and in LA especially, because the LA port's not far from here. Everyone was on strike. The entertainment industry was on strike. The airline industries were on strike. So I think they're still trying to clean that up, but it's just causing so many delays. I wanted to launch on Veterans Day because we want to leverage those days. Make sure that we got it out for you guys. And that deadline was blown. So I'm like, okay, let's go for Christmas. We may still be able to get out for Christmas. It's not looking good though. Yeah. But to answer your question, realistically, it'll probably be early next year that we'll launch.
Okay, yeah. And I asked that question because I guess the memo didn't spike. Them sales when it first came out. Right?
Yeah. We are expecting some big. Some quick sales on this because Walmart, Amazon, a lot of the big box retailers have really been reaching out to us because of the different articles that's been written up about us. And once that study gets released from the VA clinic, I know it's going to go bananas, and we need to be prepared for that.
Yeah, most definitely, because I was thinking about the laser hair removal. Like that, to me, I feel like that's somewhat of a permanent thing, right? And one thing we know about sailors, especially if they want to stay in the military, they're going to do what they have to do. So hoping the product come out, get out there, and they'll have something they can lean on instead of getting that hair removal, which is the military is not forever, right? So they're going to eventually get out, but that laser hair removal can be, forever. So.
Yeah, it is. But there's the thing with the laser hair removal. My understanding is it doesn't work on everyone. And this is kind of funny. It only works on dark hair. Once you start going gray, it doesn't work. And that's, from the words of the dermatologist from the clinic down in Tampa. So I guess the laser hair removal thing is a little racist there. But I think that race is against white hair.
Yeah, color hair.
My joke wasn't funny. Right.
I got it. Man. Hey, so awesome. I got a question though. What makes? Because I'm always interested in like the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. So what makes? So you got this thing. You using it for 10 years, however long you said you're using it for. You got a friend that's a doctor that says, "Hey, you need to put this to market," right? And I know you say you got a background in Hollywood. I'm not like a background in like film and media. I'm not pocket watching and nothing, right? But what makes you feel like, all right, I got the legs and I have the funding to do this however I envision it? Or are you like shooting at, the wall and then just keep getting lucky with like people that matter to this, like, hey, come here, let me put you here. Come here, let me put you here. Like, how does that work? So first question is like, how do you build the confidence to be like, yes, I can do this. I will do this. It's going to happen. And then two, how do them incremental steps start happening for you throughout this process of building up?
Thank you for asking that, because now I get to brag a little bit about myself, but I paid a lot of money for it. So yes, my background is in TV and film. I did that for quite a while, but 2007, 2008, when that first financial crisis hit, it was a perfect storm of bad luck. You're talking about financial crisis, there's a writer strike, the rise of reality TV, all of that type of thing. Netflix disrupting the entire industry. And I'm like, this is not sustainable. So I took my butt back to school. I got my MBA from Pepperdine, studying entrepreneurship, finance, got my MBA, started consulting for a while so I can really understand business properties and be able to deploy different strategies. And it really kind of helped me become more of a strategist. I started working, I got hired. It's kind of an odd, I think I've seen like 15 different professional careers. I wound up working with Los Angeles County, helping with economic development. So a lot of the strategies for the next maybe 10 years or so, from the comprehensive economic development strategy that the county has to put out, I helped develop. I ran a team of maybe 6 or 7 people, working with the communities throughout Los Angeles County to do that. So when it comes to business strategies, I'm very confident in that because I'm still paying that my tuition, my loans from Pepperdine off. So applying those business strategies to this was pretty easy. Understanding the supply chain and the lead times and all that stuff, that's a whole nother ball game. But at the end of the day, it was pretty easy for me.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. And then just these really good connections like Dr. John Cordell getting you into just rooms, huh?
Yeah, that's how I got to you. I found out, and when I saw the podcast that he was on, and he's a great guest too. I mean, I learned a lot about the military from him. He speaks in a way that us, laymen could really understand it. He was really honest about his shortcomings as a leader on those ships, and he really made me understand how people, the younger guys in the military, how they really look to leadership for guidance of how to move forward in their own careers. So yeah, there has been a bit of luck, especially connecting with him, and now you, hopefully.
Yeah. If we would have had Dr. John Cordell on the podcast 2 months after we had him on, we'd be canceled.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
We'd be done, man.
He's very passionate.
Don't go back to that episode, guys.
Hey, he's got the DD-214 blanket of security, man. That's on him. It's not on you.
We don't.
Permission to speak freely within the guidelines. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Hey,
I don't want. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm listening to you.
Yeah, I don't want to politicize this issue. I'm not in the, I'm not qualified to politicize this issue, because the way that I look at it is, directive or not from the military, from whomever, it's still a problem that needs to be solved. Razor bumps are a problem, and this isn't just for, eventually we're going to release the bump serum for women because of their bikini area. What we have now works on them is the formula may be a little bit different, just for, scents and things like that, the look of the packaging. But at the end of the day, the core root of how this operates, it'll work on them. But it's just a problem that needs to be solved. And, again, I chose, I should say it chose me, you guys have an immediate problem. And again, the problem was there before, the new administration. So I'm not blaming him at all. It's been there, let's just try to solve it.
Yeah. Cause we should be shaving, everybody that doesn't shave is an actual exemption, so it's not like somebody came and was like, hey, y'all need to shave, cause we all supposed to shave. So yes, you're right about the problem. It is a problem that we definitely do need to address. And I'm appreciative of what we got going on and what you got going on, or at least coming down a pipeline with your product. Can we see it again though? Can you kind of show the packaging again? And all of this look pretty legit.
Yeah, you can go to thebumpserum.com too. In fact, what's wrong with me? So if any of the listeners go out there, we have a campaign going just for you. Is if you go to thebumpserum.com, it should pop up automatically. Sign up the Freedom to Speak Freely listeners audience. You get 10% off. Once we're ready to go. So we'll keep that up there for quite a while. So when people listen to this, they'll have the opportunity to take advantage of that.
I saw that too because I got on. I got on. I'm like, I like that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. We hooking you up, and we'll be publicizing you as well. But yeah, so here's the packaging, and I'm glad you brought it up because at the trade show, it was a lot of women that came up to the booth because of just this packaging. It took us a year to come up with this packaging, but it's a magnetic box that has the 3 ingredients in there: step 1, step 2, step 3. The shaving gel, the aftershave, and the sealant cream in there.
Who's the model on there?
That's my egghead. I was just being cheap, man.
Hey, it's cool, man. You kind of got like the 90s Pro Line look on the box. You know what I'm saying? Duke, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. I've heard that in years. But yeah, so what we're going to do is because a lot of big box retailers, they don't want that, they want to have something nice looking on the shelf. So that's why we have this. But I know it's not really, efficient for guys. Look, man, I just want you to throw this in my bag and get going. And especially if you're going to subscribe. So we got another box, for subscriptions. It's going to be a lot less in cost. It's more of a corrugated, traditional box that you can toss away. But as we go along, we're going to be listening to you guys and find out, hey man, do you have a pouch, that something I can throw? And we're going to be figuring it out to make sure we tailor this towards you guys so it can be a lot easier for you.
Just say military grade, put like olive green on it, and get it in exchange. It'll go. Just put military grade, and people are like, tactical. Put tactical on it.
I'm taking my notes on that one too. There,
get PTSF a cut of that. You know what I'm saying?
Don't take that. Military grade to me means worthless.
Yeah, so military grade. Everybody else is like, can't bust it. Us is like, yeah.
If you go military grade, you got to put it in like Walmart or something. You put it in military grade, and where we shop, it is like, nah, we don't want that.
Really? Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
Military grade ain't it, man. Military grade ain't it.
Oh, the initiated. Yeah.
So, and you said as far as the business, is you and the doctor, y'all partners?
Yeah. So it's me, Dr. Austin, Dr. John Cordell. He's not, I have to let you guys know, he's not taking any money. So it's not like he's trying to profit off of this, but he is, and it has been an advocate for what we've been doing. He just wants to help out. We have, then we have Eric Leatherwood. He's like our social media guy. And we have a couple other people dealing with social media. I'm old, man, so I don't know anything about Instagram and stuff like that. I know it's necessary. So we got, a team of different people, but with the core group itself, that's kind of the nucleus, the brain trust. Now, the actual manufacturing, this is the part just like, how do I trust this? The product is manufactured here in Riverside, California. It's Gar Labs. They manufacture for Estee Lauder, L'Oreal, something. So we know we're getting the best of the best. Mm-hmm. And the owner of that manufacturing plant, he's ex-military. I mean, he's much older. And essentially, they took us on as like a client because it's not easy to find a manufacturer, especially when you're new, a startup. But essentially, they listened to the story, understood what the problem we were trying to solve, and really kind of helped us get started. But yeah, so they're going to be manufacturing our products. And once they're all done, their lead times are pretty long as well. But once it's done, we get it on the market and be ready to go.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was hearing Jermaine Dupri talk about, that he had a vegan ice cream in Walmart. And he said the demand for this ice cream got so high that whoever he had manufacturing the ice cream, they couldn't produce it to the demand. So he had to take it out of Walmart because he couldn't meet, I guess, whatever contractual obligation he had.
Yeah, that's tough. It is hard to and that's one of the reasons I kind of fought to get to Gar, because there are other manufacturers out there, but they just couldn't handle the volume the same way these guys can. So long as I keep up on my end and making sure that the supplies, the packaging gets to them on time, I know that they can handle the volume, whether it's 10,000 units or 10 million units.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did we miss anything? Is it anything we didn't? Is it anything you didn't cover? Anything you want to say that you haven't said?
I probably remember something popped in my head at 2 a.m. when the opportunities pass. But no, I don't think so. I think I just invite you guys to and follow us. Go Instagram, follow us at the Bump Serum, YouTube, TikTok. We're on it on all of those different platforms. And just follow us. Be patient with us. We're gonna launch. We're gonna get you the product. And even if you don't buy it, just tell other people about it. Because again, we just want to solve this problem.
Hey, Charles, man, I appreciate you. Much needed. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Charles Johnson, right? The Bump Serum, right? We got to continue to say what that is. Much needed, very important. I know me and a lot of my young sellers going to be looking into it because I still got some bumps down here that I definitely want to get rid of, man. So thanks for just coming and joining us too, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. And hey, I'll give you a little sneak peek. Hit me on the side and I'll get you a kit out early. So you can, and in fact, maybe that'll be something be good for you. You try it out, just take some pictures. And, yeah.
Week to week reviews.
yeah, do that, and then, come back a couple weeks. Yeah, and bumps and this stuff is working. Or, hey, man, it ain't working. It's fine. I'm a big boy. I can take the criticism. But yeah, hit me up. I'll send you a kit.
All right, man. We appreciate you, man.
All right. Thank you very much.
The last thing that I have thought in my head, I know y'all got like some more thoughts, but my last thing is about just so I mentioned earlier that I'm at a demand and command, right? Me, my CO, and my XO were all at work this morning, trying to take care of something that had to be taken care of today, right? So I'm at it. My Friday started at 2:23 in the morning with a text message about police activity or, however those kind of things work. So demand and command. I've self-identified that my command is demanding and like ways to ventilate, right? So I'm going to just give a couple of mine, but I'm interested in your guys' thoughts and also the listeners too for when people are at demand and commands. So I'm going to church tomorrow. It's been a while. I'm going back to church. You know what I'm saying? So I've already self-identified that, church, right? I also want to get a little bit invested into the community, right? So I'm thinking about things to do to build community. The podcast is always a ventilator, but the podcast is also a source of, for me, is also a source of stress sometimes because it adds to my responsibilities on a weekly basis. So for the listeners, I appreciate the fact that y'all been listening to us and not as much seeing us, or if you might see us, it might be a 27-minute long piece of an episode versus a minute-long clip with all the accoutrement or whatever. Like, it's just a quick fucking, I only had time to just bust out I only had time to just knock out a quick clip. Yeah, I think you muted, Aaron. But I only had time to just knock out a quick 27-minute clip and not edit, a clip. So I appreciate y'all still kind of rocking with us even without that. But it is harder. I'm at a much more demanding command. It is times I be there. I work out on base now, on a weekend. So I just could swing by the command if it's something that I need to do. A lot of my day is spent sellerization, helping sellers, or seller issues, command issues, or meetings at the command. And a big thing for me, right? Just to kind of put it on the table, a big thing for me has always been processing for my sellers, right? So folders and emails, processing folders and emails. Right now, it's not a lot of time for that throughout the day, right? So my time that I normally even begin to process folders and emails is around 16:30. And that's if I'm lucky. It might be at 1700. You know what I mean? To just even begin processing folders and emails. So I'm still working with myself to figure out if I could make little gaps in time to, let me check 5 emails and roll through 6 folders and stuff. Cause I used to, one thing that, and when I first got, I had to learn quick. Cause when I first got there, it's hey, I will never leave, like any other command, I'm never leaving with a folder in my inbox if I don't have to. And I'm never leaving with an email in my inbox if I don't have to. But this command learned me quick, real fucking fast. You know what I mean?
Learn me quick.
It learned me quick. I think my first week I went to work on a Saturday just to process folders. So it's just me kind of learning to put a plane together while it's in flight, creating space for my sailors, dealing with that. And then also, and I've seen already in 3 weeks, I've seen things seller related that I never seen in my whole career. And I'm talking about dark things, and not to be too scary or nothing, but things, so I'm, back to church, community groups, the podcast. Y'all see I've been in the gym a whole lot more, making sure that that's happening and just doing things to keep myself grounded, finding a funny show to watch or something like that. So that's kind of me and self-regulating through a demanding tour.
Yeah.
Damon?
Dumbo. Well, I'd say this, Dumbo. You got like we all like we worked together before, Dumbo. So I will say this, man. Your work ethic is one of those things too, man. Like you said, you're not gonna go with something in your box. You're gonna make sure things happen, man. A lot of times, man, those things come from the fact that we just give a fuck, bro. We just care about things, right? Mm-hmm. So, but what I will say to you, man, Dumbo, because you are my command, I can't even relate to you right now, bro, when it comes to what I'm doing at my command and how demanding it is, because I have pilots and they got to fly and they doing things. A lot of times, man, most of my day, I'm probably in the office solo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm solo dolo in there, man, because they still flying, they still doing brief. You know, you got to do all these briefs and you got to do all this stuff too. So they're not in the office as much. Now, do that put a little bit more pressure on me? I think so, because I now have to make sure these things are happening still, regardless of what's going on. Sailors still got to have, they still have to, re-enlist. They still have to do all these Navy things still, regardless. Yeah. And they need signatures from people that, to make things happen. So I got that from a perspective, but most of it, man, I can't relate to what you going through with how you said 200 and some E3 and below. Like that's a big number, man. They all got different issues that they trying to do and what they doing. But what I will say to you, Dumbo, you haven't been there for a long time now, but I will say once you get the system and your battle rhythm down, I think you'll be able to, I don't know if you got it down already, but once you get that battle rhythm down, you will be able to handle what's going on a little bit more. Because, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, you are doing your best to make time for you, but you need it. Mm-hmm. You need time for yourself in this job, right? If not, it'll consume you, right? And you will find yourself on Saturdays and Sundays and at work all the time because things have to get done. Mm-hmm. Right? So it can consume you, man. So I know you're going to get that battle rhythm down, but just keep that in mind. You have to make time for yourself, man.
Yeah.
The work is always going to be there. When I worked at Navy Wounded Warrior, I would see people of all pay grades. And, when I had a XO from a destroyer from Yokosuka that was in front of my desk looking for sources because his health, failed him and he's trying to take care of his family and all that. That was one of the shifts for me. I'm now a proponent of the workday is the workday. Mm-hmm. Everything is not an emergency. Mm. Everything could be a priority, but it's not an emergency. On a 9-month, 10-month deployment, you might miss some things one day, but then you're back on here the next day. Mm-hmm. So I believe in putting off I try to focus more on effective delegations. I try to focus more on what is a worthy exception to policy or an extension or a phone call to be like, hey, this will be time late because of XYZ, not due to negligence. We're trying to make sure this is right. Because the minute that you have a heart attack, you break a leg, that sounds morbid. The wheels, the engine, the machine keeps going.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to use a football analogy, man. I think all of us are like NFL running backs. The running back is so critical to the team. Man, you keep feeding running back. You keep getting all these carries. You're getting positive yardage, right? But then the minute that running back starts to slow down or gets hurt, what happens then?
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't mean that, you're not going to carry the ball hard when it comes to you, right? Whatever. But you just care, man. So what I'm trying to say, man, I'm rambling, but Damo, and to you, Damon, man, like Nip, this is a marathon. It is not a sprint.
Yeah. And to the listeners too.
Yeah, everybody. The work is not gonna go there. I got mad. She works for me. She was like, "Yo, it's okay not to be okay. Yo, go sit your ass down for a little bit." Right? The work will always be there. Your family might not.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about what I collaborate that on a later episode. Right? About your family and dynamics, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The stuff we talked about in CMC Cobb.
Yeah.
It'll slap you in the face. I'm telling you. So take your time, journal. I journal more. Yeah. My mornings, I'm not taking certain calls, right? When I do my commute, I might text 1 or 2 people, call some people, hey, how are you doing? That feeds me. I might shoot you a text. Hey, bro, you good?
Yeah, man. Aaron be shooting texts. I be thinking about David like that got to be 3 o'clock in Cali, man.
Yeah, it's about 4 in the morning. It's all good, though.
Hey, you tough, right? Yeah, but I mean, I can't. That's why
gotta be like 3. I'm sure Ella looking at that phone like, yo, who is texting?
You know, good.
Yeah, she ain't.
Sometimes I hear Aaron Sepcore, like, yo, Aaron, like, I would just, because I think David sleep, man. I would tell her, I would respond.
I can't. Like, yo, how was your week, man? Because you were in the grind, bro.
Yeah.
But hey, Aaron, don't stop doing that, bro, because I'm here to tell you, I'm either up or getting up because I'm going to hit the gym, man.
You're an early grinder, man. I know. Yeah.
My command belt different anyway. It's like the triad, about 4 chiefs, like 4 or 5 chiefs, 2 first classes. We got some TAD. We got like 4. It's about 14 E6 in senior and 220 like E3 and junior and 2 second classes. So it's built different. But I want to, like, for the listeners that didn't go to CMC Cobb, right? Because I know it's like some listeners like, I didn't go to CMC. Like the message, especially for like the CMC thing, they said something to CMCs that I'm not going to repeat, even though it's not like a secret like the Chief season or nothing, but I think it should be shared amongst CMCs, something that I remember about just the job and what would make people want the job and stuff like that. But for the younger people, are the more junior sellers, like Aaron said, that I think matters more, that I tell every seller all the time, is the work is never going to go away. The work is going to outlive you, most likely. It's definitely going to outlast you at that command. Like, it's always going to be work to do, right? And if you find yourself always in a jam that you have to stay after a certain amount of time to get the work done, you got to figure out how to manage your time a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. And also, Aaron mentioned something about, your family, man. Back to the CMC and Cobb thing, man. We did this thing in the second week where they bring your family up. They bring so my spouse, my wife, she came up and we did this thing, called charter, right? So it's charter, and you actually briefed it together, man. And it talks about family. What are you doing together? What are you doing for the command together? What are you doing? It asks all these questions, and we had to get up and brief it in front of everybody or whatever. But the charter thing makes a lot of sense, man. On why? Because that's, at the end of the day, when I come home from work, who am I talking to? My spouse, man. I'm talking about things that probably went on at work. They know more about shit going on than probably your mess knows. You know what I mean? Or whatever going on.
It goes both ways too. You're absorbing everything she got to for you too.
Yep, same thing, man. So the family piece, man, that family dynamic is huge. Knowing the work is never complete, is always going to have something to do, is huge. And making that time for yourself is huge, man. Those 3 things that we need to be successful, man, and it ain't gonna get no easier. You know what I'm saying? So you got to learn how to manage it, get that battle rhythm down, because I'm here to tell you, man, I done seen so many great leaders, go down because they tried to do too much, or they tried to put everything on their shoulders and all things like that, man. Great leaders, man, didn't have the time to spend with family. You know what I mean? On how that dynamic works, man. Like, you got kids in school, all the things you missed You know what I mean? All that stuff builds up over time, man. And then, like, for example, man, like, I know, having like a 10-year gap sometime in kids is a whole different environment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so many different things that I can name out. If you don't have a good battle rhythm, you don't have a good, backing or your family vibes and all these things, man, your friends, man, somebody to talk to, you got somebody to talk to. I can go on and on every successful person in the military, in the world. I guarantee you they had a lot of those things in their favor in order for them to be successful.
Yeah. And sometimes when people lose it, they lose all that shit at the same time. They lose both at the same time.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't, but sometimes they do. It'd be like you then lost the shit at the job and you then lost the family along the way type shit. I got a question for y'all. I think it's more for y'all because you got New Orleans like upbringing, right? Aaron, you got some New Orleans roots and upbringing. Yeah.
I don't sound like it, but the majority of my life I was in New Orleans, then I went back to New York for high school.
And then Damon, Mississippi. So I'm going to divert, y'all to kind of southern New Orleans, I'm New York, Philly. Well, I'm Philly, but tri-state, whatever. Yeah. But so I'm going to divert this versus, I guess, Tim and Swiss, they got, they kind of bought Versus back and they announced a new Versus, No Limit versus Cash Money. Mm-hmm. Who y'all got?
Oh, man.
I'm going to go off easy. But I want to hit Damon first.
It's easy for me too, man.
It's easy.
It's easy for me, man.
All right, so let's try it. I'm going to count to 3.
I'm No Limit.
Boom, No Limit. Easy.
No Limit. Easy
Same.
For me.
No
for
limit.
Me. For me, man. And I'm going to tell you, and it probably got a lot to do with our age too, Aaron.
We both at the same time when they was pumping the albums out like clockwork. But No Limit is easy, man. And I got the perfect analogy for it too.
Bro, I could not wait, man. It's almost like, it felt like it was weekly, Damo.
It was weekly at one point.
For No Limit, man. Not for Cash Money.
For No Limit, man. And I remember I couldn't wait to a freaking No Limit Soldier song, because every album felt like it had a No Limit Soldier part 1, 2, 3.
It was track 2.
I couldn't wait.
Like damn near every time.
And I could not wait to hear that. I skipped it. Well, I ain't skipped because I had a, either a tape or whatever I had going on at that time. But man, I could not wait, man. And then everybody was talking about, well, what songs No Limit gonna have? Bro, No Limit has some tracks, bro.
That's my question.
All right, so Dom, I'll put it to you like this, man. To me, it's gonna be the same play sheet, the same scenario when they like, oh man, Dipset, they more, I don't know, they're more commercial or more, they got more hits than the Locks. Nah. No Limit, they got like, you just play it, it just hits. They got these deep beat cuts that only people in the region really know. So when they start playing, they play Miss Ice Cream Man and Silk the Shocker. Silk the Shocker, the worst rapper ever. He had one of the best No Limit releases for Charge to the Game. What you got, Damo? Damo made a face.
Damo,
I'm listening.
You're not gonna be making. Look, you're not gonna make these faces on these hits, man. Make them say, bout it, man. It ain't my fault. Miss my homies. I got the hookup.
If Mystical wasn't a creep in doing Mystical's catalog with a smash after.
Oh yeah, Mystical.
Most of his biggest hits was after No Limit.
So which one? What?
So his biggest hit, like Shake It Fast and all that shit, that's after No Limit. Like,
not best albums.
Now you did this, right? So I'm gonna just say this: you did this, and I'm a snob, right? And that's why I ain't want to debate movies with Damon, because I'm a snob. I'm a snob about music too, and
same
you did
here
this.
Too.
I diverted to y'all because y'all from the South, but you said 2 things that I need to challenge. The first one was you said you mentioned as if this show was going down in New Orleans, and it's not. It's happening in Vegas, right? So that matters because you're talking about B-sides, right? Another thing you said, right? And I just want to make sure you said something about it's going to be comparable to the Locks and Dipset. Yeah. It would be comparable to what happened. Now, let me tell you what I saw when I watched the Locks and Dipset. First of all, I would never bet against Jada Kiss, right? Period. Our styles. Yeah. But this is what I saw when I saw the Locks and Dipset. I saw a very unorganized Dipset with Jewels looking how he looked, with Cam looking like he was not a part of Dipset. With Cam coming out late, with them looking mad dysfunctional, like they ain't know what the hell was going on. And then I saw a Lox looking practiced, polished, and ready to perform everything that they did. That was the Lox versus Dipset. That's what made the Lox album cuts ring off way louder than the cultural hits that Dipset had, because the Lox was prepared and ready to go. They looked clean cut and polished. Now we talk about No Limit, who is like the new No Limit. They dismembered half of that, organization, versus a Cash Money that we don't really know how well they get along, except for the fact that they've been performing and touring together. And the only questionable character is probably Lil Wayne in that. So I just don't know.
The most consistent cat there is Juvenile. Turk, I don't know what Turk can do. BG is hit or miss.
Yeah. But because you're talking about verses like if it's verses where they just playing songs like verses started, but we not imagining verses that way no more. We imagining verses that is both groups of people on the stage together.
Yeah. So if I don't know who's going to be there. Is it going to be Fiend, Mac, Mia X? Yeah. Them three alone, I'll put them against
Mac. I respect I grew up a lyricist. I respect Mac as a lyricist before he went to jail, and I respect Mac now to this day. But ain't nothing that Mac do is nothing that Mac do that's gonna hold a candle to one song from Juvenile. One song. Cash Money taking over for the 99 and the 2000.
That's the win.
All right, now let's go slow motion. Let's go slow motion. Let's go slow motion. Let's go bling bling. Let's go. Let's go Gator Boots.
Hey, I don't know. Hey, Dumbo. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. That freaking Bowdy, man. That was a movement, bro.
Yeah,
that was a movement, man.
Yeah. But Juvie has the king, and the Juvie got. Can y'all agree to that? That Juvie song.
Back that
ass up is like, you might as well. It's like you might as well. If a person play their ace of spade, you might as well throw out like Juvie. You might as well throw your worst song out against that.
Great. If Diddy wasn't what he was doing, he did the verses. He could pull out the Benjamins and be like, "Oh, that's a Benjamin equivalent." But Damon, ask you this.
I want to say that's a word.
Yeah,
he could. It's a couple songs that he could do.
Damon, how many times did you play Fiend's album? There's One in Every Family.
Man, Fiend was my guy, man.
Fiend's the most, to me, he's the most slept on person out of all No Limit. Yeah. Outside of people who are really core No Limit fans.
I would have said Mac, but okay.
Yeah, Mac is one of them too. Fiend and Mac is most definitely there. But Dumbo, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think so. I have been seeing videos of them talking about it. Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna be cordial. I don't think it's gonna be crazy. And I also think with the amount of people we know are gonna show up and not show up, I think it might end up being a DJ battle. You know what I mean?
Sound like that's what it would have to be.
Yeah, because you got Beats by the Pound and you got freaking Manny there. So it may be like that. But my biggest thing I'm thinking about from the Cash Money standpoint is they say it was Young Money, man, but Nicki Minaj and Drake was signed to Cash Money.
If they do Young Money, it's No Limit. I love the nostalgia, but if it was Young Money, No Limit No Limit ain't coming out on top of that.
Yeah. I think if you talk
No Limit ain't coming out on top of Young Money.
No, you drink it, bro.
That's comparing two different eras. That's not a valid.
Yeah, it don't matter what era. Rakim ain't coming out on top. Boogie the Hum Productions ain't coming out. Grandmaster Flash and them ain't coming out on top.
We're comparing different eras, man.
Yeah. Nah. But I've seen they respect each other, bro. So I don't think it's gonna be crazy, bro.
That took a lot. Cool. That took a lot.
Cool. Yeah, I think it depends on who shows up, right? I think because BG, and we talk about album cuts, BG album cuts ain't nothing to fool with.
True.
Man, BG.
You know?
Hey, I thought BG was the most lyrics out of all of them, though. And when it was first coming out,
he was.
BG was a beast, man. I just fuck with BG.
But then Juvie had hits, and then Wayne stepped it up.
Yeah,
you know, the Big Timers got some hits. I'm gonna say, I think No Limit. I think they get Soldier, like they get a couple of C Murder song. That's a hard song to go against. C Murder song.
Down. It's a rap.
Yeah, that's a hard song to go against. Juvie got about 2 to 3 hard songs to go against. High, Slow Motion, and Back That Ass Up. They got Bling Bling. Big Timers got 1 to 2 hard songs to go against.
Would Juvie be able to claim Nolly Clap?
I mean,
it's a feature track.
That's his team.
So, yeah.
That's his team. They put it out.
Juvie got a couple.
They get your roll on for Big Timers. They know get
Big
your
Timers
roll
got a couple. Big Timers got a I'm still
Go
fly.
DJ. They play Lil Wayne, but I don't think Lil Wayne gonna show up, bro. But that Go DJ.
Let me throw this out there. If it's, you know what, I'm about to pull back my pick. I'm second guessing because you got Cash Money in like 98 to 2002, but then you got Cash Money in a different era from like 03 to like 06 maybe, where they had whole different things, right? If Wayne does his first 2 Carters, that's something there too.
I mean, Cash Money before the Carter 1 is a hard out still. Like the way y'all just was like No Limit, like no questions asked. Like that was a little weird. Because
No Limit make you kind of give you gas face. You be
yeah,
bro.
Like, I'm telling you, I'm going No Limit, bro. I'm not saying like to be honest, like okay, when it's all said and done, everybody gonna be on social media saying it was No Limit. I'm saying for me. Because every time a No Limit song come on, bro, my face is frowning up because I know all those songs. I know those beats. Yeah, I know that stuff, man. So that's where I'm coming from. Not necessarily like Cash Money ain't. It's gonna most definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fight. I ain't got a pick of the week this week. I tried to have a pick of the week.
I got a pick of the week for a show.
What is it? The Boots?
Nah, it's not Boots, but I've been watching that slowly. It's I think Damien will like it. You ever watch Warrior?
You talk about the show where they land the plane on the
No.
Plane
It's
for the convicts.
Nah, it's the joint that Bruce Lee's daughter.
Oh, you talk about the HBO show. Warrior is the HBO show.
Yeah.
Kung Fu joint, yeah.
Yeah, it's 3 seasons. They're gonna make a 4th season. I think Netflix picked it up, but it was on Cinemax, and then it got absorbed to HBO, and then the fans clamor for a 3rd season. So, the premise of the show takes place in San Francisco right before the Chinese Exclusion Act, and it's just like it's kind of like take Kung Fu combined with Peaky Blinders.
What Peaky Blinder guy? That's my shit right there, man.
Right?
Okay.
That should be something every week. They got characters. It's like it picks up storyline, picks up fast. You got the Chinese, you got the Irish.
Oh,
yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, bro. I watched all those, bro. I done watched all those. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I'm rewatching. I know a 4th episode of 14 about to come out pretty soon.
Yeah, I watched. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, Warriors. I know exactly.
Yeah, man, a good binge worthy pick. That's my revisit pick.
The show I thought you was about to talk about was the show where they crash land this plane.
Yeah.
In Alaska, and it's a bunch of convicts on it, like a bunch of criminals, and they get free, and the dudes, the CIA and a couple other entities, they got trying to catch these dudes. That's on Apple TV. I forgot the name of it though. It's
my
Cold
pick,
Pursuit. I forgot it. You got a pick?
My pick is what I mean. Me and Demo probably already mentioned this before, but I don't think I ever said it. Like, hey man, I've been into like the last week or so, man. I've been into Chat GPT, man, like YouTubing it and getting down in the nitty gritty of it, man, learning all the ins and outs of it, man. And I'm here to tell you that if you're not into it like that, man, like it's here. You know what I'm saying? And people gonna put out so much that their creativity finna get so much better than yours if you're not into it, man. I'm here to tell you, man, that Chat GPT stuff does so much, man. And it's going to make if you're not using it, it's going to make you look like ordinary, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you, it's good to be creative or whatever, but this thing is off the Richter scale on the things it can do, not just from like, first off, when I first was doing it, it helped me with some emails. You know what I mean? Yeah. It helped me do like that minute, that type of stuff. But now, man, on the thing that ChatGPT Pro can do and Plus and Pro and all that can do, it's crazy. And I'm here to tell you, buy what you, even my wife, man, and the things that she does with investments and things like that, it helps her with contracts and all type of shit that she does. Like it does it. You know what I mean? Tell you things to add, tell you things to do this. Like once they get I say battle rhythm, but they call it prompts or whatever. Once they get to know who you are, man, it's crazy.
I want to add something. I think Aaron got something too, but I want to add for young sellers or sellers in general. Hey, be careful. I love ChatGPT, so not negating what Damon's saying. Yeah. Be careful when you like getting information about Navy programs and stuff, because sometimes it's wrong and sometimes it misquotes programs or summarizes things about, and a lot of people in Navy, they black and white. So if it's not necessarily in the policy, like ChatGPT summarization might not be enough to back you up. And it even might tell, sometimes ChatGPT will refer to a nav admin or a paragraph in a policy that's not even there. I was just doing something with ChatGPT today, and it was like enclosure 7 paragraph, and the thing only had 2 enclosures. So just think about that as well. So you could use it, but it's like we've always said, use it for help, not as the sole source. You know, and I've seen that with even when they create graphics, like ChatGPT only got like 3 fonts. So if you want your graphics, like your poster, to look different, use ChatGPT for help and then go in. Well, not everybody is a creative, so some people don't care. Like they go use whatever ChatGPT make. But like people like me, I'll help me design, and then I'll go and actually do the thing, because you could. Anybody that make a flyer using ChatGPT, I know it's ChatGPT the moment I see it. Like, oh, this shit is ChatGPT. 100%. I'm starting to see people make their book covers with ChatGPT. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so definitely, ChatGPT for sure. I thought Aaron had something on ChatGPT.
Oh, well, I just saw something at an Army general. He used it for command decisions, battle plans and stuff. I was like,
oh, shit.
Shout out to the Army.
He trying to make Skynet go live for real. You know? Yeah. Well, Lee, I gotta do better. Not like last week, but
I got something real quick.
Here he come.
Oh man, I don't even know. So a seller, I don't even know how to say this shit. Like, so a seller said they was taking it. A seller was weirded out because they was taking a urinalysis, right? And somebody told him to step back, like out of the, like somebody told him like to step back so they could see the urine,
stream,
so they could see the stream, right? And the seller was like, what the fuck is this? And it's like, the honest to God truth is that like everybody should be doing that. Like, everybody should be within an angle that they can see it. So many people don't do it right. That the one person that does it right, you thinking like, yo, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say, man. Y'all know people don't be. You would look at somebody funny, you go take a urinalysis, so they like, yo, no. Like, step back. Like, I need to, you're like, and that's really how they supposed to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Y'all know? Am I fronting? Like, y'all got that?
You're not lying. They're supposed to see.
No. Observers ain't doing it, right?
I mean,
y'all know
I had a command where a dude had a Wizinator. Like,
and you ain't gonna know if you behind the commode. You got to get 90 degrees.
Or dude got a syringe or doing some other craziness. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. All right, I guess that's the quiet part out loud. Let's just get past that. Let's get past that.
Do betters?
No, I don't want Aaron doing no. Aaron, you can't do no more do betters, man.
What? Because of last week?
He can't do no more do betters, man. Aaron, it's do better. It's do betters. It's done, yo. So what you didn't know about that episode, David, was Aaron had to do better. he had to do better.
Did he?
Yes, and if anybody was an early adopter of the episode, they heard it. And if anybody was early on our social media, they saw the clip because I spent hours making a clip out of this thing, right? And it just wasn't the best thing to put out at the time, and we got some
good mentorship.
From I'll give him a shout out to Captain Walker. So we got some good mentorship from Captain Desmond Walker. So we pulled the episode, took out what Aaron said, took out the clip. Now I will say this, right? I'm not gonna say what Aaron said, but I will say that I found what Aaron said harmless, like with all the words there. Now, what I did was I stacked some sound effects on it and took some of the words out that gave it ambiguity? Is that the right word? Is that a word?
Ambiguity.
Ambiguity, right? It gave it an ambiguity that made it more. So as it took out what he said, it also made it more questionable of what he said, right? So it served like two things. Like you didn't hear what he said, but then he was like, yo, he must have said something insane. You know what I mean? And he really didn't. So I will say that. But we had to pull the clip and we just pulled it out the episode. So I'm kind of, now I'm on like a little, topsy-turvy when it come to Aaron with these do-betters, dog.
So look,
you on a line.
I'll say this one and then I'm going to relax, right? I want Cass to read more, man. Mm-hmm. That's it. Whatever it is, man, the nav admin drops, don't run to the fact sheet. Read the nav admin and then go to the fact sheet.
Wow, I'll run straight to that fact sheet.
I'm running the fact sheet. And I'm sending a fact sheet to ChatGPT and asking ChatGPT, what does this mean?
Break it down for me.
Hey, yo, look, ChatGPT.
Oh, man.
Reclaim your brain powers, man. Read, comprehend, and then the fact sheet's supposed to supplement you reading it.
Yeah.
All right, that's my do better. Just try to read some more. That's all.
Yeah.
So my do better, man, is I don't know if you guys, I know you guys heard this story. It's been viral, man, but Louisiana police department, man, they had a football player play for LSU, man, Kieran Lacey. Mm-hmm. Good football player. He played. He ended up committing suicide, man, and it mostly seemed like it stemmed from him getting accused of a fatal crash, right? Killing someone, and he went through all this stuff and later committed suicide, and then evidence came out that he was like video footage came out. He was like 72 yards behind the car that crashed.
Yeah.
Right. And that to me, man, and then it was important what they were showing or talking about how the police was trying to change the narrative of the story line to convict this young man, right? And you can tell how that can take a toll on somebody, right? Of him having a career where he was finna be in the NFL draft in 2025 and all this stuff. Like the buildup of this guy and what he was doing on the football field already at LSU, 58 catches, 866 yards as a freshman, right? So he was finna do great things and all that stuff came tumbling down on him, man. So Louisiana Police Department, man, you guys need to get y'all shit together, man, because what happened to this young man is we probably wouldn't even know about it if he wasn't an LSU football player or somebody with some status. So what is happening to all the other young people, that's there that don't have a status? You know what I mean? That don't have anything that we can talk about. So, I just wanted, that's my do better,
man. Yeah. I didn't have one, but here's one. Stop carrying on bad traditions. If it's not good, change it. You ain't gotta stick to the status quo. You ain't gotta be afraid that you're gonna shake up some stuff. And people, if it ain't good, change it, man. Stop carrying on horrible traditions. You know what I mean? So that's my do better right there. I could do a deep dive on that, but I'm gonna leave it.
Sure can.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Yeah. Hey, fellas, it's been fun.
Yeah, man. I gotta, first off, I got a couple more things I got done more real quick, man.
Okay. Hey, you see me trying to get up.
I know you're trying to get up out of here, man.
Boy, we good. We still got time.
Hey, I just want to say, Ole Miss, you guys are playing Georgia today, man. Right? Ole Miss. Hey, this is time
Monday,
for you guys.
It's Monday. It ain't even really the day. It's Monday.
You're right. But we playing them this weekend, and we need to handle our business, man. For one, so in the Ole Miss game, man. And the second thing is, man, my prayers goes out to. I just read on social media, and I don't know how true it is, but it said the USS Nimitz got extended again. So to the families and everybody there, man. Shouts out. Hope everything is good. Prayers up for you guys out there, man. I got Mississippi. Stand dude.
You thought somebody was going to say stand up? Where you saying that? Shout out to Mississippi. Go Birds.